Whoa, 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 whoa. There's that. By my books. Okay, we'll be getting started shortly. I'm still not used to exactly how to properly get these spun up. This is definitely an art form. What do they call that? What do they call that? The zoomer pause or something. People had like a name for like how millennials or zoomers or whatever have the pause, and it's because they're like waiting for data, waiting for like the data to catch up. I always thought that was really funny. Um, it's called like, yeah, the millennial. Oh, I think it's called like the millennial pause or something. Which is funny because when you're doing radios, pausing is like definitely it. There's oh hello me. Hey Rose, we'll be getting going in just a minute. Um, the millennial pause is like would be great for radios because you do have to like wait a second every time you key up your radio. It's pretty funny. So we're going to be reading and talking about an excerpt of the future aforementioned book. This edition's not published yet, but if you want the prior edition, Bunker Basics by Chance Paladin. Ding. Oh, I should get a Sudafed so I don't just like completely. Okay, 1 second. Uno momento, por favor. By the way, don't ever start speaking Spanish to an AI. It'll start speaking only in Spanish back to you, which is pretty funny. Okay, BRB. All right. We're waiting for the. Hello, Governor. Hello, Governor. We're still waiting for the man, the man of the hour. It's got to go piss out his 5 bottles of rum from 15 years ago. Now I feel bad. I go on these rants on my podcast to myself. I go on these rants on these podcasts to myself, and I'm like, if the other is still pissing it out. That's very funny. Um, I feel bad. I'm like, if the person heard about this, like, they might actually be upset. Hey, just saw that smug, evil-faced, evil Gates on FB saying millions of people are going to die in the U.S. because there won't be any water. Why is he still breathing? Because the elites are immortal, which is why he's still breathing. Um, Gates was work. There's a lot. There's a lot more stuff coming out about Bill Gates. It's actually legitimately insane, like how deeply entrenched into our information base he was. We can talk about that sometime. It's crazy, Rose. He's an elite. That's the answer to your question. He's, in the upper 0.001%. They're not only extremely protected, but he's past the protected level and into the just flat out right up against. Oh, that's right. I can't do that in here. He's right up against the and if you're going to talk about him, you got to do the pregnant man emoji is the appropriate emoji to do for him. Um, he's right up against the cabal. I don't know if you've ever seen that meme with him side to side with the pregnant man. Not an elite. None of them are. They're parasites. Okay, it's semantics, Rose. The point is that you know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying he is elite. I'm saying he is a part of the elite cabal, upper echelon, whatever la di da. He's right up. He's not the tippity top, but he's right up against the top. Oh, Griffin's here. Okay. And I'll tell you what the rant was about. I feel super bad about it. There you go, Gryffindor. While he's figuring that out, the rant is about to pie to his face. The rant is about people having to just continually make sacrifices. Black nobility. I've heard that before, but I don't remember the exact connotations. But Bill Gates is like intrinsic to like a lot of these plans that are going on. Like he's deeply like he is part of the literal architecture of what's going on. So when I say elite or upper echelon or funny buggers, okay. That's what I'm talking about. He's right up against the edge. Like a lot of the documentation's coming out is like he was literally like in the high level meetings and stuff. So that is very similar to Musk. And that's the funny thing is everybody lost their shit when Musk was up in the upper echelon, right? Up in the wings. Everyone was pissed about Musk being up in the wings. But Bill Gates was up in the wings too, and everybody was just okay with it for some reason. And I don't know why. I mean, the dude is the things that came out about him, the reasons why his wife left and stuff, like super fucked up. But you never get that high up in the echelon without being super fucked up. They don't allow you to get that high if you're not the worst of the worst. The higher up you go, the worse off you have to be for them to trust you. Yeah. All right, Gryffindor. I added you to the diddly do. Can you hear me? Can we hear you? Blah blah blah. Blah 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 things. They can make you do things. I mean that's the whole purpose of the island. The whole purpose of the island. They have hotels and stuff like that too. It's just yeah, the islands are bad. The islands are bad, of course. But those islands exist so they can trust each other. And there's tons of them. There's tons of those islands around the world. That was just one of them. There's islands like that up here too. There's entire pedo islands up here with mansions and stuff. Like there's tons of them. That's just one of them. So It's kind of crazy. And yeah, people can get upset, and yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, it's an abomination. But that's happening all over the world. There's entire countries that's their entire culture. I ran this kind of a thing earlier. I'll share it with you guys really quick. Ah, I'll share it with you quick while Griffin figures this shit out. Um, this is regarding child marriage and child assaults and stuff. So people, yeah, the island was bad. I want you to like for context here. Um, in Iraq, about 28% of girls married before 18. 28% of girls are married. Hey, welcome. About 7% before
Hey.
15. Yeah, I can hear you a little bit.
Oh, good.
Rates have actually increased. Unregistered marriages frequently involve younger girls. Example reports of 22% of unregistered cases involving girls under 14. Higher in some rural poor areas. Child SA is underreported. That's in Iraq. In Iran, it's only 17% under 18, with 3% under 15. In Syria, it's only 13% under 18, 3% before 15. In Yemen, it is a staggering 30% before 18, 7% before 15. Afghanistan, same thing, 28, 29% married before 18. So those islands are bad. Those people are bad. However, large parts of the world are like that all the time. 24 hours a day, intrinsically ingrained in their culture, and nobody says anything about it. So, those are the third worlders that we are importing, and people are shocked that this happens. It's like you're importing that culture. What? That's one in three. 1 in 3 gals under 18. Like, come on, that's the culture you're importing. So the islands are bad. Understand where we are though. Understand the context. Yeah, yep. Okay, anyway, that's a fun icebreaker. You're supposed to start with an icebreaker. That's a fun one. Thanks, guys. All right, Griffin, welcome back to another fantastic episode. Not the funnest topic in the world. I apologize. It's their fault. Uh-oh. Did your audio shit the bed again? Uh-oh. Griffin's audio. What?
Is
Hello?
that better?
Oh, there you go. Hello, 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 hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I can hear you as clear as day, but yeah.
That's okay. I mean, is it to the point now to where you just actually hear me for like the majority of the day?
No comment.
Uh-oh. I mean, it's okay. It's okay to lie and say no.
No, look, honestly, my day is very much probably not much different from yours. You get up, you go to work, you look at work all day, and then at the end of the day, you look at YouTube, I suppose. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm not living rent free in your head. I guess that's
No,
good because I can't
no.
afford your therapy.
My therapy's rather expensive, so and there's no therapists around here, which is kind of
That's
scary, really.
okay. That's okay because with today's sponsor, you can go get help whenever you want. Just kidding. Those services are all scams.
I was I was waiting for the name of the sponsor so I could contact them.
No, I don't know how much of shit tube you watch, but there is just so many of those like telehealth, telework, telemental things, and it's just like, give me a fucking break. Seraphim
Yeah, we
says
don't get that here. Thank God.
exactly, Seraphim. Everybody agree with Seraphim.
I agree.
I agree, Seraphim. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, no, those.
we don't get a lot of medical stuff on TV. In
Okay,
fact,
you
very
guys don't
rarely.
have the
So,
telehealth there where
no,
you use your phone to talk to the mental health therapist and hope they don't red flag you.
I mean, there's probably that as well, but yeah, they don't advertise on TV. So, but then again, I don't really watch a lot of TV anyway. So, hello, Rosemary.
I don't think these people advertise on TV because I think everybody on TV is not on their computer. I think they advertise primarily on YouTube. Like I don't think any real medical institutions take them seriously. I think they all know that it's like a side gig for doctors and therapists.
Probably. I mean, there's a lot of TV sitcoms about medical, but that's about as far as we get. But then again, look, honestly, I finish work at about 5 o'clock most days,
Yeah.
and then I normally go and watch Find My Family on ABC, and then
Mm.
Antiques Roadshow,
Ugh.
and then I'll watch the news for about half an hour before I have to turn it off. Otherwise, I'll throw something at the TV, and then I watch YouTube for the rest of the night, pretty much. So that's
God.
that's my life.
I was gonna ask if you ever wanted to just watch my news for a night, like so you can see what's happening in the cities. I guess kind of you watch a little bit of it because I share them on my posts sometimes. So
Yeah,
you saw
and
that one.
that's probably enough. Look, I mean, it's, I
Don't you
mean,
want?
I watch my news to see what's going on, sort of 5 minutes down the road.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, I mean, I know what's going on. I mean, like I've said many times, I know more about what's happening on the main street of Iran than what I know what's happening 5 minutes down the road. So, and that's the way
I think it's because it's all
social
suppressed.
media's gone.
Yeah, it's all
Oh,
suppressed.
especially here in Australia. Australia's horrendous for like knowing what's coming because they just don't talk about it like at all.
It's that mental disconnect. See, they can keep people going out and shopping by just obfuscating how bad things are. And then if you post
Oh,
on Facebook or whatever you guys have for next door, they're just gonna call you racists and shout you off the platform.
but I think most people on the street actually vaguely understand what is happening in their own little worlds. They just don't know why. And it's like,
Okay.
I mean, everyone knows it's getting more expensive to live. Everyone knows, like, we've got the Royal Adelaide show coming up. And
Oh,
tickets, like
whoops.
a family ticket to go and see that this year is like $79 just to get in the gate,
Mm-hmm.
let alone go on the rides, both buy the show bags, go down Sideshow Alley, etc., etc. So, which, I mean, a show bag these days is $10, and it's got Chinese crap in it, um,
Oh yeah.
along with a couple of sugared lollies or whatever. Um, the sideshow alleys, throw the clowns, you get 3 balls and you put in
Ooh.
the clown's
Ooh.
mouth. That's probably about $5 or $6 a go. I don't know. I haven't
Oh,
been to the show for
fucking
years.
clowns.
Um, go
Yeah.
for a ride on the ghost train or something like that. It's probably $10. By the time you walk out of the showground, family with a couple of teenage kids, if
Ugh.
you haven't spent $1,000, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, and the thing is like all these idiots these days that are in their like 30s and 40s, all these fucking idiots, um, are they want to have memories with their kids, right? Because they have those memories with their parents. But it's all just nostalgia. Like that shit's not real anymore,
And it
right?
costs.
It's all like a not a facade, but it's like a memory. It's like misremembering. I don't know if you guys are like familiar with like the back rooms, but it's like the memory of a memory of a memory that just has
Yeah.
turned into like a blurred, loose facsimile, right? Like the people that created that stuff are all gone. The people that maintained that stuff are all gone, and now it's just a grift and a scam and like a faded, perverted memory that also happens to cost a fortune.
Well, I went into the shops yesterday and I was wandering around and saw the Matchbox cars, and I thought, you're not a kid anymore. But they're $5 each.
Oh,
Like each Matchbox car. And they're
yeah,
not like the old cars, which used to be made out of metal, um,
right.
or steel or something like that. They're all basically plastic fantastic. So they're not even
They're not even aluminium.
I doubt it.
Unbelievable.
No, Optical Gem is not in Australia, JPass. She's in the UK.
You can tell because her profile portrait is upright and not upside down. AKP. It's actually a rule
Hey,
that Australian people have the upside down.
well, how does that work when people are looking at me on YouTube? Or does YouTube automatically turn the thing
It
upside
has to
down?
put you right. No, it has to put you right side up again, or people would fall out of their chairs.
Oh, okay, right, right. Fair enough.
That's why JPass doesn't actually wear a cowboy hat. It put that on his head because it like he's from or Texas, I mean, or somewhere,
No, I don't think he's from Texas. I think he's from up your way.
and that's why Jim looks like a witch. That's just YouTube just dressed
Yeah,
her
but
up that
Gem Gem
way.
is a witch.
I know,
So,
but she didn't actually dress that way. It changed her
oh,
profile. Changed her
and it
profile portrait.
and it put a far older photo on it. I don't get the old photo. Like it
I
makes
don't
her
know.
look older than what she really is.
Careful, she's gonna fucking cast a spell on you.
I think she
Um,
already has.
oh. Um. Oh, see. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
see,
See. There it is. Coming
Tommy
for
Ford.
you. Like, you're gonna be the first to blow up when fucking mountains go to shit.
That's it. You're getting spills.
Yeah. Oh gosh, she's gonna start getting the wand
Woohoo!
out.
Hey,
Um.
you. According to your thing last night, you bought a wand, so I mean, you guys can go and play with your wands,
Oh,
and
that's
and
right.
we'll all just sit here and watch.
Let me see how that's doing. By the way, estimated
Cocky
delivery
pants.
Wednesday, August 12th.
Hey,
August 12th. Yeah. Yeah, well that's how people that's how serious people fly drones. It's also turns your goggles into like VR augmented reality because it's how you control all the menus and shit too. So it's like VR. It's like VR, but you're also piloting a giant flying eyeball. So
sorry, I just read Seraphim's comment.
I don't, Seraphim. I completely agree. That's exactly right. So yeah, I needed to learn the magic wand thing anyway because not that I'm ever gonna try to get certified, but like I really do need to learn how to actually fly one properly. The video
So
game controller only gets you so far.
how does the wand actually work? Like, do you point it like I
Oh,
want to
it's
go
weird.
there, and then I want you to turn around? It is
It
like
it
casting a spell.
it's it's kind of like casting a spell, but it's also kind of like driving a motorcycle because it's got a trigger, but the trigger goes forward and back, right?
Right.
And so I've only flown using the wand once, but how I recall is it's does the wand have gears? The wand turns into a broom and you can fly it around. No, we're not talking about a video game. We're talking about drones, JPass.
Yeah.
So it has. Hold on, I just had it up, then I freaking closed it again like a dummy. I think it has like a trigger that is both forward and back, and then I think it has a control stick as well. So you're like, yeah. And so it has like a D-pad, kind of a control stick, and a trigger. So you can actually fly the whole thing one-handed.
because I'm used to using the controller with the screen built into it, and it's got a couple of joysticks that screw onto the front.
Yeah.
Um, and that I like that. It's like I just don't know how to crash the damn thing. Not that I'd want to, but um, once you get used to, like every time I pick it up, I still have to remember which joystick does which thing. So I take it really easy every time I put the thing up in the air, and then after a while, you're just doing it without thinking about it. You're flying the drone.
Yeah. The biggest thing, what I do for everybody, is I switch the controls. Thanks, KP. I switch the controls so they're Xbox controls. And then that way, like, in case anyone's kids got to fly the damn thing, their brain doesn't get scrambled. And then that kind of inadvertently teaches everybody how to fly it kind of quote unquote the right way. That way you can, instead of strafing left and right on your right stick, you're kind of like flying left, flying forward, flying to the right. And you can angle and bank using one thumb. And then your other thumb just does nothing but up and down and then strafing left and right. So like
Yeah,
when
I
I had
don't.
to, yeah.
I must admit, I don't get into the aerobatics too much. I'm a exceedingly safe flyer.
No, yeah, I don't do any acrobatic bullshit, but I have chased my fair share of, I've now chased, two dogs off of the property, and it behooves you to be able to go forward and then bank left and right
Mm,
on the same on the same thumb. That way your other thumb is only doing, do I want to fly up? Do I want to ascend or do I want to descend? Or do I want to pan to the left or do I pan to the right? I don't know.
yeah,
But with the wand, it just completely, I don't remember if it's like that because you
mm,
only have the trigger forward and back. And then really what you're supposed to do when you're completely immersed in this whole thing is you actually have it to where when you move your head around, it moves the drone around.
yeah.
And then I don't think I can ever do that though. I think I would fall out of my chair and start throwing up. But
You do get issues with
yeah,
what is it? So vertigo and things like that.
I do. I already have big time vertigo
Yeah.
problems.
So
So
VR is going to magnify that, I would have thought.
it is, especially because VR is still so slow. But I'm also only flying this for, probably 6 minutes at a time. It's usually to just go fly somewhere really quick, look at something really quick, and then come back. But what you can do for the vertigo is you just don't use your head for motion and just lay your head back.
Hmm.
And then you're usually okay. That way you don't accidentally try to move your head around and fall off your deck and barf everywhere. And then not be able to get your drone back. Um, but the new drone, like the Neo 2, has got like a little extra backpack on it. I've talked about that a lot. That helps with the video signal because what you don't want, especially for the vertigo, is you don't want the video signal constantly dropping out because then you are going to barf everywhere. So,
What's the furthest you've actually flown your drone away from the controller?
oh boy, definitely not past the legal limits that you're allowed to. Um, could you imagine the drone when you get vertigo just like sitting there twitching, blah blah blah. I actually don't fly it. So the laws are that you can't fly it out of line of sight.
Yeah.
With the backpack on, you absolutely can because you have such a good signal to it, and I would never do this. A, because I can't afford to lose it, and B, it's dangerous and illegal. You can fly this thing further than you can see it.
Right.
However, you won't get it back.
Yeah.
So what people do when they test it, I think you can fly it out a kilometer and maybe still get it back. Or you can fly it almost 2 kilometers and then hopefully somebody on the other side lands it, or you've been recording on your phone so you can see where it landed. That's
Mm.
very, very, very illegal. But you can do it because the backpack has such good radio frequency. So you might be asking, if that's all illegal, why have the backpack on there? Because it stops you from losing connection from like the trees. And then you might go, oh, well, oh, so you're admitting. It's like, well, trees are full of water, and usually I'm using this thing to look over trees. Like, I can still hear it, and it's not like anything's over there. It's a forest, and I can keep perfect signal, like,
Well, especially
over
with pine
over the
forests,
trees.
because they just kill any electronic signal.
They do, and this thing can fly over a pine forest just fine
Yeah.
without
Okay.
even losing signal. I can go like a half mile, like over a pine forest,
Oh, Jesus.
and maybe lose like 1 bar.
Far out.
And then I can like look around. So like what I was doing with my friends is like we have like several maps and several GPS, and then it's like, okay, we don't want to hike all the way through this forest to look for the next trail over. Because it could be this trail or it could be this trail. It could be 100 yards or it could be 200 yards. It could be this way or this way. And I just pop the drone up, fly it over. I'm like, yeah, I can see the logging trail. We just need to go straight. It's like, okay.
Mm.
And it's like, is there one logging trail or two logging trails? And then you just fly it back. And it puts like the little H. You've probably seen the little H, and so you know
Yeah.
where to fly back to, which is good because fuck, just like everything's green. And you can't see yourself. You can't see it more than 10 feet off the ground because it's the size of a hockey puck.
Yeah, I know. Those Neos are just getting really, really
Yeah.
small.
Yeah. And they can't see you either without your goggles on because you in a pine forest, the Neo has to be like, well, any drone has to be exactly above you to be able to see you.
Hmm.
So, because the trees are, 30, 40, 50, 60 feet tall.
Yeah.
So that without that H, you're screwed. So I fly it straight up and I wait for the H. And then I'm only like half flying, half watching the radio signal to make sure I stay at full bars. If I drop even 1 bar, because you don't know if the wind is going to kick up and push your drone
Well,
further out, because then like you need all that battery to get back. And
and
that
that's the
happens.
other thing.
Yeah.
Like where I go camping, I can fly it out 600 meters before I'm turning it around and
Yeah.
coming back home. Um, but the thing is that because of the hills, you could have a completely different wind speed on one side of the hill as opposed to the other side. So, which could then turn the drone out of control. So,
And I
I don't know.
suspect that's why they make that illegal. I mean, besides the fact that the FCC likes to make everything illegal, the reality is that if you fly completely over this other side of the hill, if you're not at a perfect angle, not only are you going to lose connection and lose the drone anyway, because without satellites or flying repeaters, you're just gonna lose it anyway. So the law is like this is how to just not lose your drone actually,
Yeah,
but also like the whole strategy is like your drone needs to get back to your own side of the hill to get out of whatever wind shear might be on the other side of the hill, and you just can't do that with your drone on the other side. If the
mm,
wind shear is pushing up the hill and out, your drone is just going to go on, is going to be gone. You got to
yeah,
be able to get it back down onto your side of the hill. And you're just going to be out of battery by then if you're even remotely far away. You're going to be out of battery and you're
Well,
just not going to get your drone back.
I mean, my battery apparently is half an hour once fully charged. I've got half an hour flying time, but I think the Neos are even less, aren't they? They're only about 15 minutes or something.
Well, 15 on paper. In reality, it's more like 8. Here's the problem, though. That 30 minutes of flight time doesn't mean squat if the wind is so bad that your drone can't fly fast enough to overcome the wind's speed. So that's where like the Neo being able to fly 40 kilometers an hour, whatever the fuck it is, you
That is
need
quick.
that. You need that just to offset the wind. Because at that point, if you take your phone and make your phone like from horizontal to vertical, that's what your drone has to do to fly home. It literally does. And if you've ever seen Drone Wilder, I think is his name. He's a UK guy. He does tons of illegal shit with his drones because it's actually quote unquote his friend doing it. Wink, wink. And that wears a mask and he never shows him. But it's definitely not just him. And you can see like he'll fly his drones on the coast, and his drones are flying like sideways.
Jesus.
And that's how he stress tests his drones. Is he flies them on the coast, which is the worst place to fly your drone on the planet, is on the coast. And they fly
Yeah,
sideways.
you've got sea breezes, and then it could be blown out to sea. I mean, Jesus.
And you have the cliffs. Yeah. It can
Yeah.
be blown out to sea or it can be smashed against the cliff.
Hmm.
Stun by yeah. And so he flies them on the coast. And but you lose. I think the problem, if I'm not mistaken, the problem with VR is like eventually you'll lose stability, I think. Because with a 3-axis gimbal, they do get beat around a lot. I have to remember exactly how that works. There's a lot to drones. And it's not even like doing the acrobatics. It's just like flying something is like another universe
Hmm.
of shit that you have to worry about.
Well, I mean,
It's
it's
like a
no different
flying
to.
radio.
It's like going from a Cessna into an F-18 Hornet.
Oh,
Your reaction time is completely different. You've got to, and you're not having to worry. I mean, a Cessna only flies at what 150, 200 k's an hour. I mean, if that.
man.
Um, whereas, your Hornet's flying at, 500, 300, 400, knots.
Yeah, they go up and down
There's
the coast in about 2 minutes.
yeah,
Like,
it's like you're not just. It's like when you're driving at night time. You're not looking at like 10 meters in front of the car. You're looking at the horizon. Um, and then to
yeah.
top it off, you've got, um, because this is where situational awareness comes into it. Where is everything in the sky currently? Because you're traveling so damn fast that you're going to be there in like half a second. So, you've got to know where, like exactly where everything is.
Well, that's why they
And you've
keep
got to
getting
be
into
playing that
wrecks at
constantly in
the
your mind.
airports.
Yeah. It's, and this is where a lot of student pilots actually fail. As soon as they go from civilian pilot license to jet trainers but the scope to get from jet trainer into a military jet is so large that a lot of people just fail because they cannot get that idea of that situational awareness
Well, you
at those
also
speeds.
effectively have like a team, almost a team behind you, like especially if you've got like an AWACS up and
Oh, and
you've
the
got the
F-35s are
satellites
basically
watching everything and the computer. Yeah.
you know, I mean, how do you know the difference between an F-35 or an F-18 and a Su-29? or a MiG-29. I mean, when they're flying at 500 knots in a dogfight, they look identical.
Yeah, Tom Clancy talks about that a
Yeah,
lot. Like you're like guessing which jet, and then guessing which rockets they have, and then guessing what their standoff distance is, and guessing what their.
and hoping you don't send a sidewinder up your mate's bum,
Oh, that was
basically.
yeah. He talked about that a lot too. Like, well, the friend or foe. Like, hopefully everyone's got their beacons on. Um,
Yeah, but you
yeah,
kind of don't want to have your beacons on either, because that just advertises who you are and where you are. So,
I
because
know.
it's not interplane. It's so
It's everybody. Yeah,
you've got this sort of similar thing with drones. The faster you go with a drone, the more and then you've got to worry about birds and things
well,
like that,
here,
just basically pissing
like a
pissing
Chinook.
off all the native wildlife.
Well, a Chinook went by about 2 days ago, and their belly hits the trees.
Yeah,
If I'd had a drone up, it would have got
that snap of
clobbered.
the earth.
Yeah, he wasn't showing up on radar, so I had no idea he was there. Except you get about 10 seconds of with a Chinook. You get about 10 seconds of warning because the ground shakes,
Yeah,
and you're like, okay, there must be a Chinook coming. And if you're up there, you get your drone down like immediately. And apparently, all the research I've done is that those things can't see Neos. Neos are already, if you've looked at them, they're a flying hockey puck. They're basically invisible to radar,
yeah.
and so the we don't get Apaches this far, but we get Blackhawks constantly, and usually the Blackhawks aren't scraping the trees, but they do sometimes. And I'd get clobbered by the Blackhawks too, and so the Blackhawks, you can kind of like you can if they're up higher, you can hear them further.
Yeah.
If they're scraping the bellies, if they're getting their belly rubs on the dug furs, you cannot hear them.
No, that's the whole point.
Yeah, that's the whole point. And then all of a sudden, you're Neo, and so that's and I know like should you be able to fly your Neo up like 500 meters? Sure, of
No,
course. In a perfect world, sure, why not? But we don't live in a perfect world,
I don't know.
right?
100 meters is more than enough. I mean, honestly, most of the time I'm flying it at about 50 or 60 meters above the ground.
Take it easy,
I
Rose.
don't, I
Buy my
don't, I
books.
don't, I don't know it anymore. Yeah, have fun, Rosemary.
Um, so here's where we'll agree to disagree, Griffin, and I'll explain why. In the UK, these ding dongs at some point changed their rules where 120 meters was from where you took off, not from its distance to the bottom of wherever it is. Which means if you want to go look over a hill, you can't anymore, at least in the UK. Why they
Okay.
changed that, nobody knows. And they hot fixed it and locked it in the controller and locked it in the thing, and
Wow.
you can't jailbreak it for the newer DJIs. You can't lock.
So
There's no reason to do
it's not
that.
an altitude thing. It is actually
It's an altitude from where you took off, not from where it currently is.
right.
And the reason why that's stupid, at least here in the US, and I think in the UK also, is that's not how the FAA rules are written. A plane, otherwise, the planes would be running into cell phone towers all the time and power lines. So they can't fly like that. They have to stay a certain, it's whatever the current terrain is.
Yeah.
But some idiot, I don't even know who wrote the law or the bill or the software update, but so now everyone in the UK with the newer drones can't fly over hills anymore,
Oh, well,
which
that's
can
just
be
dumb.
perfectly safe. Just don't go over the side.
So if you want to see over the hill, you got to stand on the hill first.
Yeah. Yep, you've got it. You have to climb your ass up the hill, and then it registers. You have to land it, take it back off again for it to register, and it never used to work that way. It used to know through GPS and maps and mumbo jumbo, and apparently it's like just for the UK, and nobody knows why. Just one day it hot fixed itself without telling anybody. And everybody that liked to go up in the mountains automatically got screwed. And you're never going to run into a plane there because all the
Well,
planes are way above the mountains. Otherwise, they would be flying into mountains all the
well,
time.
unless you go to Wales where they fly below the mountains between the, what is it? There's a place over either in Wales
Mm,
or somewhere over there where they actually use it as like a racetrack, and they take everything from C-130s to
mm,
F-35s to F-15s to you name it.
okay.
It all goes through this channel, and people actually stand on the top of the mountain and take photos looking down.
Well, the interesting thing is, and that sounds fun and insanely
That'd be
dangerous.
pretty damn awesome.
It would be awesome. Here's the thing, like we already have a drone problem here with the fires. Canada already has a drone problem with the fires because people want to go get drone footage of the fires while all the safety equipment's
Yeah, well,
doing
that's
drop offs
just yeah, that's
and it
that's
kills
where
them.
common sense comes into it.
It is, and you can't legislate that. You can't put that into like the hot fix of software, right? Unless it's just
That's it. Mock
oh,
loop.
that sounds rad and scary, and like a cool video game at the same time.
Look it up.
Um, sounds like like this old F-Zero game. Um,
Yeah,
but
mock
like
loop is
unless
located in west
oh,
central Wales, approximately 13 kilometres, and it consists of a network of valleys that form the United Kingdom low flying system. So
okay,
they take everything through it. Um, yeah. Anyway, go on.
yeah. So like the only way because they've already tried geofencing and I think everybody unilaterally hates geofencing because I don't know if you know this, but like let's say even if you had a contract, let's say they're like, "All right, Griffin, we have a contract with you. We need you to go to the airport and record this stuff on your drone for us because we think, there's a damaged building and we need you to fly the drone around it." You have to, I don't know, this is how I assume the rules work in Wales or fucking Wales, New South Wales. Um, there you
Or
go. They're the
Australia.
other Wales. I did it. I did the thing. I did the thing. I'm proud of myself. Is I think you have to like clear it with the governor, clear it like with this and that, and then I think it's the same in Europe. I think you have to record. It's like you have to record a flight plan, which is fine, right? Because you're cleared and la di da. So you have to actually like request an unlock, a geo like unlock ahead of time that unlocks you being able to fly there for a certain amount of time. So you can go there
Yeah.
and do the job that you're contracted for. Again, you're licensed, you're bonded, you're contracted, you have your drone flight license, everything. They're literally asking you to go fucking do that. And you still ask permission. And there's, even if they say yes, there's still no guarantee. Like you were talking about with the toll thing, there's no guarantee that they actually go in and hit the button for you. And
But
then
see,
what do you
this
do?
is
Who do you
this
sue
is
to
the
get your
whole.
money back?
But see, this is the whole point of licensing, isn't it? I mean, everyone
Yeah.
thinks getting a driver's license is a rite of passage. Actually, no, it's not. It's it's a how do I put it? Um, a driver's license is not a right. It is a
It's a privilege. Yeah.
it's a yeah, it is a privilege. It's an agreement between you and the rest of society that you're going to do the right thing. Um, and you've got to. I mean, I suppose the problem is that not everyone does the right thing, which is why there's police people out there, which is why there's fines and things like that. Um, and it's no different to the license to drive a car is no different to a license to fly a plane, and no different to anything else. It is a responsibility to the rest of the public, and not just the direct public that are going to be happen to be on the road at the same time, but also the overall public. Um, because obviously accidents cost, and that hinges on the hospital system, which then becomes a taxpayer issue. So, yeah, look, I don't. If you were to fly a drone at an airport and you had to go through all of that, then I don't have a problem with that.
Except that that's not how it works. Like, if it worked that way, if you just had your license and then you plugged your
Oh yeah, but
license in and then it like, oh, okay, you're cleared to fly here now. That would be great,
but
but it doesn't work that way.
yeah, because at the end of the day, you're still going to have an idiot who's going to go, "Oh, that's a cool helicopter over there." While they're doing the building, they're gonna go off plan and go and look at that cool helicopter without realizing there's a passenger plane that happens to fly right over that hangar to line up with the runway. And all of a sudden, you've put 400 people at risk.
Right, but all the training and legislation in the world and all the
It's not going to
geofencing
stop
in the world
stupidity.
isn't going to stop stupidity because you can still fly. I don't know. I'll call them dumb drones. Like people can build. It's the same thing with 3D printing the pew pews. It's just like and people machining pew pews. You can build a drone with a box of scraps in a fucking cave
Yeah,
in about 45 minutes, and you can't. All the legislation in the world's not going to stop those. And you can buy them pre-built. You can buy cheap Chinese ones. It's the same thing with radios. Like they can legislate radios till the cows come home, but the Chinese are still selling them all on eBay and Amazon constantly.
yeah,
So why instead do people who are actually licensed, registered, bonded, trained can't actually go do a job without asking permission that can still like screw up in a system somewhere? Is it because we're just in such a low trust society because we've everyone's
yes,
fucking retarded?
yes,
And then the rest of us have to like I would do it the other
yes.
way. Why if
Look at
the
the I-5
answer
corridor. There's a lot of lovely people that live there, but
I know
there's also a lot of assholes there. So,
but the
you
answer
know,
is to just remove those people from society. It's the same thing with your guys' mock loop thing. It's the same thing with the firefighter. It's the same thing with people who shine lasers at police helicopters.
yeah,
Fucking nothing's being done about that. I
yeah, they
mean,
don't take
unless
them off
the
the market. I mean,
they
that'd be
they
the easy.
try. They try. You can still buy illegal, extremely high powered lasers off
Of course you
eBay
can.
whenever you
Yeah,
want. That'll easily burn people's eyes out and take down. Don't do that, by the way, people.
no,
It's just reality. And people joke about flock cameras, like burning out the flock cameras. It's like that's fine to joke about, but the reality is people don't. And I do write about this in my books, by the way. Like there's a section on lasers and how if you want to properly operate high-end lasers as if you're like a scientist or something, like you have to have the right goggles. The right goggles only filter out that wavelength. They don't protect you against the rest of the goggles. You got to know what you're doing. You can't
mm,
legislate that. People just have to actually just be educated, not retarded. Same thing with people that like to, I'm just going to run an amplifier on my radio and blow out everyone's radios for 5 miles. You can't legislate that. It's just how science works.
mm,
And the answer is make the consequences bad enough to where people won't do it. And if they do, they only do it once until the word gets around. It's just there should be nobody on the planet shining lasers at helicopters.
well, and
Yet it
that's the
happens
thing.
all the time.
You
And
tend to find people who do shit like this tend to not be able to shut up about it.
yeah, they record it.
Hmm.
They
And then they
record it
post it.
and they broadcast that they're going to be doing it and
Yeah,
they post it. And then everyone goes, well, we need more flock cameras. No, I'm sorry. Like, they know who's doing this. There's people get tired of the helicopters. They do the thing with the laser. There's YouTube videos of the cops being called. There's YouTube videos of the cops finding the people, and there being no charges pressed. It's like there is just
Is it because
no.
they can't prove who actually used the
No, they
laser?
know 100%. They know 100% because they can find the laser in the house, and the cops can go and pull up quietly and then see the person is literally still shedding the laser out of the helicopter. They
So
have
why won't
literally
they do
caught these
anything
people
about
with
it?
the because we've turned into a society where the DAs are just fucking cowards.
Mm.
They don't even need to throw the book at these people. They need to just execute them. And I don't care if they're a fucking boomer. Like the consequences for all these things, like flying drones in a wildfire area, unless the person's using it to try to figure out which way to escape from, which to date I've never heard of a single person using a drone like that. It just needs to be execution. Like, you're done. Same thing with DUI. Execution. It would stop eventually. Same thing with attacking women, attacking children. Just execute them all. It would stop. You can't
Well,
re
yeah.
you can't rehabilitate people that are that fucking stupid.
Well, I mean, everyone's worried about the cameras being put in new cars. They're also considering actually putting breathalyzers in cars, in new cars,
Yeah.
every new car.
Yeah.
So everyone has to blow into the tube before your car starts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're basically guilty until proven, you know, until proven innocent.
Yeah. I
everyone,
mean,
everyone
what
is
if you're
guilty.
being attacked? What if you're being attacked and you have to get away? It's the same.
Too bad, too sad.
Yeah. It's the same thing with cars. I've talked about this before. That, like, if they see like a traffic cone, they stop. Well, then someone can just attack you by putting a traffic cone on your hood.
Yeah, that's dumb.
And then it's like,
Um,
well, we don't want mass driving no nos. It's like, well, okay, but people also shouldn't be in the road. So
well,
we've turned into this nanny state.
there's a bitumen road in our area, and it's got a patch of area that hasn't been bitumenized. It's probably only like maybe a couple of 100 meters long,
Are
100
you
meters
saying
long. Um,
vitaminized? What are you
no,
saying?
bitumen road.
What the fuck does
So
that mean?
bitumen road where the bitumen's been pulled up,
A
obviously because
bitumen?
of the couple of potholes. Yeah,
What are
asphalt.
you? Asphalt. Okay. Okay. Fuck.
Sorry, I'm trying to think of the
I'm
American way
like, I
of
don't know
saying
what
it.
fucking word that is. The bitumens? Are those like the Bilderbergs?
No, bitumen is actually a product.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's made
They're
of
saying
oil.
vitamins.
You guys
Okay.
call it asphalt. Um,
Okay.
we've got bitumen. We've got concrete. You know, basically, you build a road out of it.
The ass of the...
The ass
Hey,
of the
Nana.
bitch.
Hey, Nana. How's it going?
I can't believe you guys don't know what a bitumen road is.
I don't know. A bitumen road. No, I don't know it.
BIT. Oh God, now I need to spell it. Yeah, bitumen. Bitumen.
No, it sounds like some bollocks.
And bitumen versus asphalt, right? Bitumen is a liquid binder derived from petroleum, while asphalt is a solid composite made from bitumen and aggregates. So one is a solid, the other one is a composite.
How do you spell it again? Because it says it's a Jewish surname.
Bitumen.
U-U-M. Okay. Okay. Tar? No. Kind of like tar.
Yeah, it's a black, sticky petroleum product that acts as a binder to hold aggregates like sand, gravel, and
Oh.
stones together. It can be applied as a spray seal or used as a component in asphalt.
Okay.
Bitumen is the glue and asphalt is the finished product.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like tar, but not
Yeah,
exactly.
sort
They're
of.
not the same.
Yes, not the same.
Okay.
sort of.
But some
It
people
looks
do
the
call them the same thing, but they're not the same thing.
it
Okay.
looks the same.
Yeah.
So they're both black, basically.
Okay. I think I've seen this stuff before. They use it to seal cracks, but not potholes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've seen this stuff before. I just didn't know
So
it had a cool name.
we just call them a bitumen, right?
It looks like someone sprayed black shit over a crack, kind of. But people,
Yeah.
you're saying people make whole roads out of it there, is what you're
Yeah.
saying.
We
Okay.
got highways made of it.
That's weird. Sounds like some commie bullshit to me, but that's okay.
Well, let's put it this way: the main highway that runs between Melbourne and Sydney is part concrete, part bitumen.
Okay.
So, but anyway, there's a bitumen road out here, um,
Okay.
and I drive it reasonably regularly, and
Hmm.
for a section of about 100 meters, it's basically white limestone. So there was clearly a pothole there. They've ripped up the road. They've done the underbase, but they just haven't come back and sealed it,
Commie.
right?
Yeah.
So the roads or the speed area for that part of the road is 100 kilometres an hour.
Hmm.
But they actually get you to slow down to 25
Oh yeah, they're
as you
doing that
as you're
here
driving
too.
over the hole.
Yeah.
Now the problem is that it's been that way for so long that nobody slows down anymore.
Right.
Like all the traffic signs are there. Like if they stuck a radar there, everyone would lose their license because they'd be effectively going 75 kilometres an hour above the speed limit. But
That
it's
literally is happening here too. Yeah.
it's been that way for nearly 4 years that I've been here.
Hmm.
Like nobody has gone back and bitumenized it or sealed it. Um, so with regards to your idea of putting out an orange cone and getting everyone to stop, um, it depends on how local you are to the area as well. Because I mean, I slow down to about 75 because I drive I mean, most of my driving is actually on unsealed roads, so they're basically on dirt roads, and we do 100 k's an hour along the dirt roads without any problems at all.
Hmm.
So the only reason I slow down is because there's a big bump every time you hit the bloody thing.
Yeah, you screw up
So
your alignment. You screw up your
yeah,
axles.
I'd rather sort of keep my steering and my tyres and everything else healthy. So, but
Yeah.
there's people that go 100 k's an hour over it. It's not dangerous. We're all used to driving across potholes and dirt roads anyway, so who cares?
Yeah. The problem we get here is they're not potholes. They're like
Caverns.
sinkholes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, I can see the fucking freeway under the bridge. um, and
Yeah.
they will let it get that bad, and then they'll block the
Ah,
bridge. Then
Victoria.
they'll block the
Victoria is
bridge
very
off
much
and
like
fix
that.
it.
I mean,
Yeah,
Victoria had these signs
I
called
can
rough
see.
surf. Had a sign on the side of the road, rough surface ahead.
Yeah,
Now, what would that suggest to you?
yeah. It's like, why can I see rebar? Why can I see the infrastructure of the bridge through the road?
It's like there's two lanes here, and the pothole is so big that it's actually stretched over 1.5 lanes. So two wheels of my car actually have to be on the dirt to get around it.
Yeah,
And do you know what sign they put up? Rough surface ahead. I mean,
yeah,
if you didn't, I mean, it reached the point that I saw so many of these signs, and I'm thinking that by definition can either mean the smallest pothole you've ever seen, or a
yeah,
literal cavern where your entire
yeah,
car's going to disappear.
yeah. It
So
was
you
getting bad
just
enough. It was
you
getting bad
just
enough
slow
here.
down.
to where the bridge had started like separating from like the connecting piece of like asphalt that was still on land. So it's like, all right, fucking Dukes of Hazard. It's like, do I slow down or do I speed up? Um, uh,
Yeah, the temptation is always to just go quicker, but
yeah.
it
But
depends on.
that's that I've seen that several times where it's like, oh no, that's not a pothole. It's actually just separating from the bridge. Like,
Speed up, of course.
yeah, speed up, YOLO it. Because you never
Yeah,
know if it's a dream or if it's reality at that point. You could be dreaming, in which case you always speed up. And if it's real life, you also speed up.
I do need to ask you a serious question though.
Oh geez, what now?
It's with regards to water, and only because I've been having
Okay.
this discussion today.
Yeah.
Because a friend of mine is actually about to get on a cruise ship, probably in the next couple of weeks, and she has been on cruise ships before, and she can't stand the chlorinated water. Gives her headaches, makes her
Mm-hmm.
dizzy, and all the rest of it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So she's looking at taking a a bottle like an aluminium
Aluminium. Yes. Yes.
water, okay, aluminum.
No. No. It's
Um,
okay. We can call it aluminium. It's my favorite.
I know, right? Um, and so she's taken, sorry, not an aluminum, a stainless steel water bottle with a filter in it, right?
Yeah. Um.
Which one do you get?
How long does she have before she has to go on this thing?
Oh, probably about 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, she can order one and get one.
Okay.
That's not a problem.
I
So
based on
we're looking at either a Grail or
yeah. Funny you say that.
the Life Straw Go with a filter and a charcoal filter.
And you said chlorine, right?
Yeah,
Okay. I'm gonna ask my referencing fact checking tool, but I also did write a big thing about Grail because yeah, okay. Good Grail handles chlorine well. Um Grail states they've tested and confirmed 99.99% chlorine removal, but they haven't specifically tested chloramine removal and can't confirm that number. That's a meaningful gap since a lot of municipal systems have shifted to chloramine specifically because it's more stable in distribution lines. So, depending on the water treatment, I guess in this case of the ship, removing chlorine and removing chloramine aren't the same. And so, I think what I would do if I was her, I would either research online if she can find that, but that's super specific. She might need to call them and say, "Do you guys use chlorine or do you remove or do you use chloramine?" Because that could chloramine it says is unconfirmed.
so what about the Life Straw Go?
Okay. The newer lifestyle products for chlor, chlor, this is like super niche. So this is like out of the scope for my
I
book,
know.
but it's still really interesting. The classic life straw is a no.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about that.
The newer one, yes, I know, Grandma. Fuck.
I know, I know.
Newer life straw products, peak series with the carbon attachment at a second stage that'll reduce chlorine. Um, Life straw products don't remove chloramine either. They like literally don't. That's like a hard no. Berkey confirms chlorine and chloramine, but she's not dragging a Berkey aboard.
No.
Grail confirms chlorine but not chloramine. Life straw specifically says it doesn't do chloramine at all. So the Grail might be the only one that even remotely has a chance. And so, um, can you find anything anywhere that anyone has done chloramine testing with Grail. Nope.
So, are there any others outside of those two that do?
It's saying that the Berkey's the only one. Are there any other on the go?
Well, someone did say Berkey do the stainless steel water bottles.
I've never seen one before, but maybe they do. Um, mm, does Berkey make Berkey water bottle? Sport Berkey. The Sport Berkey. Oh, that thing looks like a giant blue thing that helps you smuggle things into the prison with. I know, Ringo. It's a prison wallet. The Berkey prison wallet. Chlorine. It doesn't say chloramine either. It just says chlorine. I think she needs to ask the ship if they use chlorine or chloramine. Is my guess, because this water bottle does not have very much. Hold on. Hold on. The Sport Berkey. Can't say.
Jesus.
Is intended for use.
Does that mean it goes faster?
You like shake it to like get your bicycle to go. Don't use with salt water. Don't use with hot water. Don't freeze it. Yeah. So it doesn't do salt either, but I guess we shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, we already know that none of them
What
do
about
anyway.
this
So
new sport? I'm gonna guess no, but I'm gonna try to figure it out anyway.
because the other thing I was looking at was how hard is it? Because I did notice the Grail only holds about 500 mil of water, which it's only half a litre of water. It's not
I
much.
know. I know.
And you know,
You
she
fill
goes
it
through
up, go somewhere. Fill it up,
she
go
goes
somewhere.
through 2 litres of water a day. So, you know,
If she's going to
you'd
be in
have
one
to,
of those little. Sorry, Ringo's trying to say hi to everybody.
hello, Ringo.
If she's in like a pod, oh, we're gonna bring back an oldie but a goodie from the other day. If she brings a collapsible water bottle with her, she could just grab. She could go to her little pod, fill up her collapsible. If a Rip Curl, fill up her pod,
Oh my
right?
God, Rip Curl.
Yep. And then that way, if the ship runs out of water, if the water's contaminated on the ship for some reason, at least she would have a big collapsible tank of water in her room. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you could always just fill up the basin.
And then fill up. Well, no, you don't want to do that. You can get, they call them bobs. Depending on how big her basin is, you can put a bob in the basin, which is like a giant water bladder. I don't think I have those in the
Oh,
book.
that's the ones you put in the bath.
Isn't that what you're calling? Oh, you mean a basin? You mean a sink?
Yeah.
That's true. You could do that too. But it's gonna. Oh, it's just so gross. You don't want to do that. You want to have some kind of food grade. Otherwise, you're better off just like taking the water out of the toilet tank. But if those things are using just-in-time pressure flushing, there isn't going to be any water in the toilet tank either.
No.
A lot of this is getting into like survival, not prepping. But I asked, I got like this whole fucking 4-paragraph essay about
Well,
the
see,
sport.
I'm actually toying with grabbing one myself.
A grill?
And well, it's
Because I think Vision Preparedness has a grill affiliation.
yeah, it's either that or one of these life straw goes. which hold. You can actually get two different types. There's a
Yeah.
700 mil, or there's a 2 liter
Okay.
mil, or 2 liter, um,
Come on,
or
honey, go.
1 liter, or something like
Come
that.
on.
The
Ouch.
only problem is neither one of them, I'm pretty sure, will fit in a cup holder. The
No,
700
no, they're
mil
huge.
might, but the 1 liter won't. The Grail will probably fit in a cup holder,
I
depending
know
on
the
what sort
grills
of
are
cup
pretty big.
holders you've. Yeah, it depends on what sort of cup holder you've got. So, but I'm also
Ouch.
thinking she's not the tallest girl. So
What's that
to
have
be
to do?
able to, well, I'm just thinking, like, if you
Are
go
you
to
calling short people bad or something? Like what
it's
are?
no, let me get
Okay.
there.
All right.
So you're not tall.
I don't want you to get in trouble with our resident spellcasting community who might not
Oh, no,
be
no, that's okay. No, I'm
height.
just thinking about
Uh,
how hard the
okay.
Grail is to actually use.
Oh, she could sit on it.
Um, because if you go to a sink and you fill up the Grail with water, and then you go to
Hmm.
push down, you've got to use quite a bit of effort to actually push the inner part of it into the Grail to get it to filter through.
Hmm.
And if you're doing
Whoops.
that 4 times a day, that's a lot of bloody effort.
She could sit on it. It'll be fine.
Well, yeah, I just wonder how much water sort of comes flying back out again as the pressure goes down.
I don't think so. I don't. The videos that I've seen aren't
I
that
know they
bad.
all make it look fantastically easy, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Um,
Yeah.
where I mean, the benefit is that if you want to reuse that water elsewhere, that actually works better than the LifeStraw Go does.
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh yeah.
with the LifeStraw Go, yes, it holds 700 mil, but you simply pour the water in, screw the top on, and suck,
I know.
basically. Um, whereas with the Grail, at least you can sort of fill the Grail up, filter through half a litre of water, and then basically reuse that water somewhere else. And it's quite easy. You just pull the
Like
middle section
coffee.
out. Yeah.
Like yeah.
Do you
Um.
know what I mean? So there's kind of good things
No.
and bad things about both.
Looks like they actually make a coffee press kit. Grill actually
Yeah.
makes a coffee press kit. Those bastards. No wonder everybody goes here and just goes broke immediately afterwards. Um. Seraphim says she woke up and yelled she's not a midget. I mean, that is one way to. That's good. That's how I start the day too. Um.
Well, the only reason why I sort of bring up the height issue is that, like, if you're trying to press it down on top of a counter, like where a sink is, you're having to get right up and push it right down. Like, it takes a lot of effort to push those Grail things back in.
Well, the image on the front page of the Grail is literally like a close up of the dude's crotch, and you can see his dong right through his pants, and he's pressing. You can, and he's pressing it down on the
Thank you.
floor, like he's got it on the floor, like he's taking a shit, holding on to his. Hey, takes.
Yeah, because that's what you end up looking like. Now, you imagine doing that
Yeah.
4 times a day if you're drinking 2 liters of water.
I don't know what to tell you. I feel like I'm the one that fucked something up on this planet, and this isn't my fault. Um, let's talk about the sport Berkey really quick, and then we'll finish it. My friend has a Grail affiliate. I think it gets you 5% off, but I can't tell if it's working or not. So this thing I asked it about the sport Berkey, and it said genuinely good find. This actually changes the picture. The Sport Berkey uses the same ionic adsorption microfiltration media family as the big countertop Berkeys, tested by multiple independent third-party labs against 200 plus contaminants, including chlorine specifically, and Berkey's own manufacturer contaminant list explicitly puts chloramine in the same removed to below lab detectable limits categories: chlorine, chloride, and chlorine residual. So the Sport Berkey appears to be the one genuine exception to the nothing portable confirms chloramine gap we just established if the small bottle filter shares the same media chemistry as the big Berkey elements. which the product listing implies but doesn't specifically spell out element by element the way the countertop version's own test sheet does, worth being precise, blah, 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 blah. Inherited from Berkey's brown white contaminant claims not a separate Sport Berkey specific chloramine test result. I would almost email Berkey and be like, are you sure that the Sport Berkey has exactly the same filter in it? Like, my friend's allergic to chloramine or something. Like,
I think she first needs to basically figure out what they're actually using to
yeah,
treat the
because it might
water.
not matter.
Yeah.
Ringo.
And then basically look at, because I mean, this is all associated with water as well. So, you know, which is what we've been talking about.
Yep.
Like I said, the more you get into this bloody subject of water, the more complicated it bloody well gets.
Sport Berkey. Yeah. Well, does she really want to be carrying something on there that looks like a giant prison wallet insert? Although the Sport Berkey is like way more affordable. It is way more affordable, but it also does look like another suck fest. Oh, you might be able to squeeze that thing.
Not if it's stainless steel.
No, the Sport Berkey looks like some kind of big rubber insert.
Oh.
I thought you looked at this thing already. You're just sending me on
No.
these wild goose chases like I'm fucking Google. Sorry, guys.
I just know that somebody mentioned it.
Where can I buy this? Which one?
Hey?
Which one?
Oh, it just looks like a normal water bottle, doesn't it?
No, that doesn't look like a normal water bottle. That looks like something you insert to sneak things into prison.
Yeah, it actually does, doesn't it?
It's
It
got
really
the.
does.
It's got the.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
they're only $46.
I know, that's super affordable. That's why I'm like, are you sure this thing actually filters all this stuff out? But that could just be because the filter costs $45.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like a bloody printer, isn't it? You know, your printer costs next to nothing, but shit, you know, the bloody cartridges, the ink cartridges end up costing a damn fortune. So,
well, and I bet you once this thing's done, you've got to
that's
throw the
interesting.
whole thing away. Because how
Well,
much you
you
want to make
can't
about that filter doesn't come out.
you can't buy it. Due to
What do you
state
mean I can't?
regulations, this product is not available for sale in California or Iowa.
Fucking Iowa. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Oh, you know why? Probably because it causes cancer. So,
Oh, okay. Right, so it filters your water, but it kills you anyway.
it kills me. So,
Why?
I don't know. This doesn't look like it's the right, like it's the cancer proposition. The state of California has established regulations and procedures for the sale of indoor water. Oh, you know why? It's because California has different different water certifications, and actually,
They've
it
got
has
different
nothing to do
MSS.
with the Berkey. It has nothing to do with the Berkey blast. Berkey in its entirety has never actually been certified as water filtration in California. And
Right.
that is one of the big, I'm not sure if I have that in here in my book, but that's one of the biggest counter arguments people use to why you shouldn't test Berkey. But I think people have said that maybe that's just like some insider trading bullshit. But like they didn't pay off the right person. But
Right.
no, Berkey's not certified in California. Which is actually has been a big deal for a long time.
Well, there you go. So
Bob
why
is your
not
uncle.
Iowa? I'd imagine to be the same
Can I drop a
situation
link
in
for
Iowa.
the filters are
Yeah,
replaceable?
it's the same thing.
That just means the bottle's only worth like $5 then. Yeah, go ahead and drop a link, Jim. But I swear if it's a link to a butt plug, I'm going to be pissed.
Why? Because you've already got one.
Because I got one and it costs $55 and I can't even use it in California. The Dalton water filter bottle. That
Well,
looks
shit, I
cool.
mean, compared to the bloody Life Straw Go, which is like
Oh
114,
no
um,
shit. That's
and the
bad.
Grail, which is probably around about 90 or
It's a
100
hundred
on its
bucks,
own,
yeah.
like $46 is like you could get two of the bloody things, and what is
Yeah.
it? One is none, two is one. Just get two of them.
Yeah, I think Vision has at least two, if not three grills at this point. Jim, the reason why this Dalton one looks suspicious to me is it has a 25% off, but it also has like another 25% off, and it says it's automatically applied at checkout. And to me, that's just like a scammy. It actually says save 25% off in three different places. So to me, that means it should be 75% off. Um, but it's obviously not cumulative.
The only
Um,
reason I think this thing is cheaper is because it's not stainless steel. It's plastic.
oh, yeah. Well, this Dalton one is in two refreshing colors. But it doesn't say what it filters out at all. Um, so carbon. This if this is only a carbon filter, it would filter out bleach, a little teeny tiny bit of bleach, a little teeny tiny bit of chlorine, and it would make your water taste way better. I actually
Oh,
do
the
have a whole section about carbon filters, but I bet you this is just a carbon filter water bottle.
I like having Berkey on the go. The bottle needs to be squeezed to move water through the filter, so that takes some getting used to. So if you can squeeze the bottle,
Yeah, but that's better than a suck bottle.
true.
Oh gosh,
But it also suggests the plastic is soft enough to be able to squeeze. So what happens when you drop it?
it splatters water everywhere.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, if you want a carbon filter on the go, Jim, then that if it's affordable and it makes your water taste better, then go for it. Or if like what we have here is municipalities that their idea of quote unquote cleaning the water supply is just running bleach through everything, and drinking the water actually makes you more thirsty than when you started. And I'm not exaggerating. Then having a carbon filter is great. So again, and I wrote about that. This is the again. There's like 6 pages of this in my new book that I covered every single conceivable
So
thing
what's the
there
go? The
is.
carbon filters actually make you more thirsty.
No, 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 no. The carbon filter doesn't make you more thirsty. The carbon filter filters out at least a little bit of bleach and chlorine so you don't get dehydrated.
Right.
Because if you've ever drinking, don't ever drink bleach, kids. But if
No.
you ever do, but if you do, even a little bit of bleach or chlorine, you're just gonna get dehydrated and really sick.
Yeah.
And a carbon filter will take that out for you.
Yeah, the other one is zero water.
The other one, what?
Um, yeah,
Oh, 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 oh.
Seraphim just said like Optical's got the Berkey field or Berkefield,
Ringo, Ringo.
um, and Seraphim reckons she's just got a zero water pitcher, and that's the other brand was
Okay.
zero.
Okay. Yeah, we use Brita's, either Brita's here or you guys
Yeah,
are
what are
going
your feelings
faster than
about
I can.
Brita?
We use Brita here or Pure. I had a. This is gonna sound insane and gross. I really want to add more stories to this book someday, but we had a Brita mold once,
Oh, really?
which shouldn't happen, and it molded on the clean water side, which shouldn't happen. And I think this go round, I think everything we have is pure. I think I'd have to go check. I can't remember. I think
Right.
we have like a pure subscription, and it's so much more affordable than water delivery. It's insane. And then on the well side, we have a spring well system, which is about as close to commercial filtering as you can get.
Yeah.
But you still, even with a spring well, you still need to know what kind of water problem you have. But spring wells are amazing. The best thing that money can buy, short of having your own water plant.
Well, I must admit, I spent most of the morning looking at YouTube videos trying to get an idea of what the differences were between these things. And I got to be honest with you, most of them were just, I'm not going to say flat out dangerous, but they're judging the water quality by the colour.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like this guy, apparently Hurricane Helena had just been through, so he's gone out and just grabbed some pond water,
Mm-hmm.
from the leftover rainstorm, and basically ran the water through with syringes through each one of these filters, and goes, yeah, that water looks pretty good. See, you can see through it. And I'm thinking, huh?
Well, okay. I don't know who that was, but I do want to explain something for a second. Yes, I know, Nana. So do I. Um, Actually, we literally have a garden hose hooked. Well, it is a special type of garden hose, but anyway, blah blah blah. The watercolor thing. Well, a lot of people they'll put a dye in their water, and like that is one of the ways, but that's not. If the reason why that test exists is because if the dye ends up on the other end, you know you've got a huge problem. Um, that's what that test tells you. It doesn't mean the water is okay. It just means, uh oh, yours is green. I think ours is blue. Yeah. No.
The other one was the electrolysis. They use this little
Yeah.
Chinese thing that you can plug in, and it's got two prongs, and they sit it in the water, and all of a sudden the water
Oh.
changes color. And it was like, and then 5 seconds later, I found this other video saying, if you see a video with somebody using one of these, don't believe it. And he went on to sort of say that a lot of these prongs are actually made out of copper or something like that, and the material actually comes off the prongs and goes into the water and changes the color. And he said, besides the fact that a lot of these
Mm-hmm.
waters um, actually have these elements introduced into them. So when you put electrolysis in there and you change, you separate the water from the particles, of course it's going to change color because
Yeah.
all these minerals were actually put in there for a reason.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
I'm
know. Maybe he's
uh
wrong.
um
Speechless.
this is interesting. It sounds like I would have to be like, can you explain this to me like I'm a retard? But this it doesn't make clean water. It says it makes salt water.
Huh?
It zaps it zaps water with electricity to generate chlorine and hypochlorous acid mix oxidant solution. And then putting that in your dirty water would basically be bleaching it. It's like bleaching your water or chlorine dioxide in your water. It's like using electricity to turn the water into bleach, so that the bleach kills the crud in the water. It doesn't get dirt, oil, pesticides, or feces. It just kills the pathogens. It's like boiling. So it's like being able to magically create bleach into the water. so it disinfects it. That's weird. I wouldn't I wouldn't use that. I if I did that, I would still filter it through something else afterwards. It's like hitting it with bleach,
Well,
except yeah,
yeah, I mean, like I said, I
that's
mean, I've got
wild.
this water sitting in these caravan RV tanks. And to be honest with you, I mean, if I had to use some of the older water that I know that I've got out there, I'd probably run it through a filter and then I'd still boil it
Well, if it's been
just to
sitting
make
out there
damn
long
sure.
enough, you have to aerate it, which means
Yeah.
shaking your water bottle for 10 fucking minutes, which 5 gallons, your muscles would fall off. And then
Oh, you
that
wouldn't
would
be able to carry
re-aerate
it.
it.
You wouldn't be able to carry it.
You'd be able to, well, not after you shook it around for 5 minutes because your arms would
No.
fall off. Um, but then, okay, you've re-aerated it, but if it's been there for more than 6 months, the bleach has started to wear off if you dosed it right. I overdosed my bleach, a skill issue. Yeah, not um that's funny. You know, crud is probably growing in it again. So in I cycled through 40 gallons of water the other day. I even recorded me doing it the whole time, and one of them definitely had
I could hear it.
a brown, yeah, one of them had like a brown film on the bottom, which means I think that means the bleach sat in there long enough to like lift crud out of the bottle, and then it like resedimentized. And so like even if I shook it around for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, if that stuff had any bacteria in it, it's been growing again, right? Like if the bleach didn't lift it off and kill it all, this is where you run into problems of having to like refilter. So I would have had to run that into a pre-filter to get that brown crap out, and then I would have had to run it through another filter to try to get whatever bugs out that were in it that had been growing. Like so you end up almost having to like triple treat your water. You see what I mean?
Mm.
At least for that bottle, that's what I would have done.
It's crazy how complicated water is going to be after SHTF. It's
Yeah.
just insane.
So it is insane because here's the thing is that I'm going to do another paragraph on electrolysis because I think that's really interesting. But there's also like UV sticks. I wrote like one or two sentences in it, but I ended up updating it to put in a whole paragraph for just UV. But UV doesn't kill everything either. And if the water's too cloudy, the UV can't get to it all. You can like stir the water around to try to kill the bugs, but like we've got iron here, the UV is not going to get through it all. Um, there's a lot of people that might have like oil in their water. Like what happens if like okay, so like here the homeless like steal and beach boats all the time. So they're you can have like oh my creek, oh my river. Thanks Nana. We do
Beach
have weird
boats.
water. But like if they beach a boat upstream, what if that boat's been like leaking
Oh,
oil down the river? You
yeah.
can't get that oil out of your water.
No,
That
no.
water is undrinkable. There is no filter that filters oil out. So you're
These
just
filters
screwed.
don't do a lot, do they? I
Well,
mean, the
but
more
but
you get,
oil is one of those things like salt that has like bound down at the molecular level. Like it's not a virus or a bacteria. Like it's actually just petroleum. Like it is oil like in your water now.
so how do you know that's not being done in a stream upstream?
You'd see it look like a sparkly
Yeah, it looks
antifreeze
like a
river going
rainbow.
down. Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks like a rainbow. And so the reason why I thought of that is because we have a 55-gallon drum here that's always had like a little bit of a sheen. And I'm guessing it's because at some point there was oil in that barrel. Well, I've been using that as rain catchment for years. I've obviously never drinking out of it, but I've poured it in my I I don't think I've poured it in my plants before, but I might have. I've definitely poured it in my like bird baths. and
Well,
stuff.
the
But no
problem
matter what
problem
I
is,
do, there's always more oil sheen on it. So it's like that's obviously, and it started to rust too, which means like the coating has worn off, and then you get rust flakes, which is also bad. You can't drink rusty rust water either. Um,
well, 55-gallon drums by their very nature are made out of metal. Um,
they coat them, but that coating wears off.
yeah, I mean, yeah, but most of the 55-gallon drums that are still around these days are so old that that coating would not be on it anymore. I mean, that's just a fact.
Yeah,
Um, most of them have got a certain amount of rust associated with them, but their original use was to store fuel.
it was to store fuel, and what people here on the homesteads use them for
Yeah,
is they fill them up with
oil.
oil, and then they dunk things in them to weatherproof them.
Yeah,
And so we still have a 55-gallon drum, which I am positive is full of oil or some kind of
yeah.
tar or something. And I've almost opened it a few times, and I'm like, no. But so one of the things that Nana brings up is really interesting. What I think I would do if I absolutely had to is the same is I would do at a river anyway or a creek anyway, which I would dig a hole as far away from the river as I can and then wait for that hole to fill up over a couple days and hope that there is enough sand and enough dirt and whatever to hopefully filter out the oil. And then I would hope that when that hole fills up with oil, there's no sheen in that new hole that I dug. And if there was still a sheen, I would dig another hole even further out until
Mm.
eventually I would dig a hole far enough out to where there'd be no sheen is what I think I would do and make sure the water didn't smell. But that's still like really sketchy. You could hope that the oil is on the top and just goes by. You're still only hoping. You're still only hoping that that works though.
Is that where you use like a towel or a t-shirt or something like that and just drape it in the water and try and hope that it soaks the oil?
Maybe. I don't know. Put cat litter all over it. I don't know.
Cat litter is actually rather handy.
Yeah, I was half joking, but like I don't know what I would do. Like if it was a really big boat and like the river was just oil and I was dying, I would try
Well,
to
shit,
dig a hole
even
really far
a car
away.
holds 10 litres of oil these days. I mean, it's modern diesels hold a huge amount of oil in their reservoirs.
Yeah.
So, even if you drove a car off or someone pushed a car off a bridge and it fell in the water, if it was damaged somehow, that oil would start leaking into the water.
Oh yeah. Oh,
And I
and
mean, how
everything
many
else that's
and I
nasty in
mean,
there.
how many people are running around these days, where we think a car went into the river 30 years ago, and then they
Hmm.
find these, not just one car, but there's about three or four of them down there. It's like, where did they come from? I don't know. I mean, you'd almost have to assume that every river in America has got a car in it at some point,
Yeah.
and probably Australia as well.
Well, here like it very 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 famously there's two things that are causing the salmon to die off and also chasing the orcas and stuff away and the ships that idle at the mouth of the river waiting to make their way up have been polluting the mouth of the river for ages, which the seals and sea lions don't care and happily make their way up the river completely unchallenged. Um, So you've got a polluted river killing off the salmon, chasing away the orcas, and causing your seals and sea lions to just completely take over. Um,
Mm.
and so like the pollution's already there. It's just and also Nana, there's no guarantee that you've got sand. Like there's plenty of rivers here that are just gravel and no sand. Like you might it might just be filtering through dirt, honestly. Which
Mm.
may be okay. It's just gonna take forever to fill up your little the little hole that you're trying to make. Whereas if it's sand, it'll be pretty quick.
Well, you clearly need to go to sleep because it's getting rather late.
The who? What?
Who? What? You? Do
Me?
you
Oh,
need to
it's
go
only
to sleep?
midnight. No, it's only
Oh,
midnight
okay.
here.
Oh, well, that's all right then. Yeah.
Um,
Um, yeah. I mean, the further you get into water, it just becomes increasingly more complicated than what I think a lot of people realize.
well, the question I keep going back to is like, what in the hell were life straws even actually? What who thought like life straws were a good idea?
I got to be honest. I
And
think it
like,
was just a marketing thing.
well, it was marketing towards Africa. It makes me wonder if like
I mean, it
I
goes
don't
back
know.
to where you started, something about Billy, little Billy. Because I mean, let's put it this way: the WEF and those sort of forums have
Yes.
been talking about water for bloody ages now. Um, you know, so and like I sort of even made that comment the other day. You know, Nestle in bloody Africa apparently have screwed up the water so badly that they just send
Yeah.
everyone a life straw and go, there you go, all fixed. um,
Yeah,
you know,
that's exactly what I think it is. Like I think this whole thing I'm trying to remember the marketing materials, but it's like they put out a contract and say whoever can make a way for Africans to drink water for $5 gets the contract. And like
yeah.
I think that's how LifeStraw was born. And then everybody else is like, "Holy shit, we should actually probably make something that's not terrible."
Well, funnily enough, it came out when everyone was building bug out bags. So, you know, all of a sudden, you know, every prepper known to bloody man is pushing a damn life straw. You know, and it's sort of become one of those things that I think a lot of people just buy it because, you know, every bug out bag built has one on the internet. Except none of these buggers actually use it. They don't try it. They might,
Yeah.
but you know, it's
When I was
like
in
this will
when
save your life. You know, I
Yeah,
mean,
when I was in search and
who's
rescue, we had to. They made us before we went out. They made us use them. And
who's
if
going to lie down on the ground in the middle of SHTF
nobody,
and suck water out of a little bloody pond? I mean, I'm
well,
sorry,
what if
no.
it's a river and like you're with some little shit bastard children? Like, are they gonna go wade into it? Like, how is that? Like, nobody ever explains how this is supposed to work. What if it's fucking Grandpa T Boomer McGee with his knees don't work? And he's like, me, you little faggot, blah 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 blah. I'm like, shut up, Grandpa. I'm gonna Sparta kick you into the river if you don't shut up. Like, how are you supposed to? This whole romantic idea of survival just infuriates me, and I've been complaining more about it
Yeah.
lately, but it just
Um,
doesn't work. You have to have some kind of water that you're bringing out to them constantly, that they're drinking through the straw constantly, or
and
some
this
kind
is
of a
why I
bucket
keep
and a
pushing
rope or
everyone
something.
towards gravity. Like gravity filters is just so much easier. Oh my god! But see, the funny thing is,
You
until
still
I
have the
actually
same
went out,
problem.
but see, until I went out and actually tested all this stuff, I had no idea. I thought life straws were a great idea.
Yeah. Even if you have a
Like
straw that
until
attaches
you bloody
to,
try and use it.
yeah, because even if you have a water bottle and it threads to the water bottle like Southern Prepper's new one does, You still have to scoop water up.
Yeah,
Yes, I know, Nana. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying you have the same problem. Is you're sitting there fishing for water with your stick and your rope and your bucket over and over again. Because like just scooping up water, it might not be that easy. You might be at the edge of a fucking waterfall. I don't
I got
know.
to be honest with you. Unless the water, and this is the one thing I came across with the uh, silky water filter or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they put this little bag on the back end of a filter. The problem is
Mm-hmm.
that you blow the bag up, right? So you've got an opening so that it can
Yeah.
actually take water. And then as soon as the bag touches the water, it contracts,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? It's
Cool on too
simple physics
strong.
like hot air, cold air. It's just the way it works. Now, unless that water is actually running, you try and get water into a bag that refuses to actually fully open up. Like
I know.
it's hard. And normally those silky things, what are they? Not a silky. What is it? You've got a life straw, then you've got a Sawyer mini filter. That's what I'm trying to think
Yeah.
of.
Silkies make the blades,
Knives. Yeah,
the saws, the
yeah.
saws that everybody uses.
So the Sawyer mini filter. So it screws up onto the back end of the filter like a bottle top. Um, and that's the hole you've got to get the water into. Now, unless that water's running, trying to get the water into that bag is
It's
is
really strong.
it's just annoying.
You have to get the whole bag underwater, basically,
Yeah,
which is why
um,
me and Nana are trading barbs. You still almost have to dig the same hole that I'm talking about because you need to be digging a hole big enough to put the bag into over
so
and over
that's
and
why
over.
that's why as soon as I bloody tried that platypus thing, it was like, oh my god, that's
Yeah.
easy because it's got a nice big opening that you can scoop the water up.
Yeah.
Um, it
But then you can't
seals
thread
really.
something to it unless it has some kind of adapter. Does it have an adapter set?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
God, we're
seals
going
really well.
sucking.
And the bags are well labeled. Like one says dirty
Oh,
water, one says clean water. Um, so you can't mix them up. And then you just hang it in a tree. And
okay.
and they hold about, I think the small one holds about 2 litres, the big one holds about 4. And it means you can go down the creek, fill up the bag, and even if you're not stopping like right there, you'll filter it later,
Hmm.
at least you can bugger off with 2 litres of water in your bag.
You can.
Um, and then you can filter the water once you get back at camp. And 2 litres is more than enough to be able to get clean drinking water and be able to rehydrate any meals you've got or
Yeah,
make
it's
a coffee or something.
just one tiny
So,
problem with that.
what?
The 2 liters are out of stock.
Oh, of course they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Um,
yeah, but I mean, there's got to be
but
another
yeah,
brand that does something similar. Um,
I have the one I use is not quite the same material. That looks more rubbery. The one I have is more hard plastic, and it
yeah,
is it's about bottle cap ish sized, but it's big enough to just fit on the end of a Sawyer squeeze and just hang upside down.
yeah.
But it is the hard plastic, and so it's like you kind of have to hope that it expands, like you were saying. But yeah, these are cool because I can't tell by looking at this. Is this the one where the other end unzips and folds? Because I've
They
seen
both,
camel
they both do.
camelbacks that like the other side kind of flips and folds and diddly doos, and so the whole back end of it opens up. But I can't navigate their website very well. They're no, it's got the handle. No, these. Oh shit, I can't tell. I can't tell if the top part of this opens up. I swear I've seen ones where the top part opens up. But yeah, I see it. It says dirty in big words. That's super handy. Yeah.
Where is it?
Well, these guys would be printing money right now if they could keep their shit in stock.
Well, that's probably why.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, yes, Tiggs, we do have well water, but here's the problem, Tiggs. If you haven't been keeping up, here in the U.S., we're up to at least 17 known states that have had their water supplies hacked in the last couple weeks, and so we've been tackling the topic. Plus, I'm updating my book anyway.
I can hear him
Nana says,
typing.
I've argued with a toad pulling Papa's pickup in a garage time. He really wanted to get run over. He had to stop 3 times. That's insane, Nana. We haven't had frogs here for a while. I really miss our frogs. Jim says, I'd have one of them and a light up yo-yo. Exactly. That's a good idea. I always wanted like a hard hat with a candle on top. Nana says, she's with you.
Let it go
Jim
well with the
says,
grey hair and everything else. You know,
that's right. I look like an old timer miner.
just
Jim says
just
he could
smear some
bounce the.
charcoal on your face and you'll be fine.
Oh no, I don't want to get accused of having blackface. Meow. Yeah, Tiggs. It's a whole deal here. They're trying to say it's Iran. Who cares? Like in the end, it doesn't matter. It is 100% real though. People say it's an inside thing. I don't believe that. Usually, when they're an inside job, there's some kind of ransomware money laundering element, and
I think it's China.
I think it's China. I think it's China. Also, I I think the news is keeping it. If you identify as blackface, maybe everyone would leave you alone. Um, I think that the news
No,
is
that's
keeping a bottle on it because I think they don't have to hack our water system to cause everybody to panic. They only have to make everybody think that they can, and this accomplishes that. um, I think
he was
if
on.
I think if this hit the news, I think everyone would lose their minds.
I was listening to Bear Independent this morning, and he
Hmm.
does these sort of little things every now and again. And he did talk about that. He talked about the water, and he said the biggest problem was these little, um, oh, what was it? And I can't remember. It's some sort of electronic component that are all made in China, and but they're designed to fail,
Oh
basically.
yeah.
Or they have back doors in them or something. I'm going to have to go back and actually watch it again because he did actually mention it was a PCB or PLB
Yeah,
connection.
I know what a PCB is.
Yeah, but apparently it's got a back door in it somehow.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I mean, that's with everything now. Like it's with solar panels,
But
servers,
the rumors are
everything.
coming through that all these water ones that are going offline was a contracted supply.
It could be so basically how it works, and I certainly have no secret information about this at all. Um, the vulnerable component isn't the fact that it's online necessarily, but that it has to have a connection online. They don't have to hack the whole water supply.
No,
They only have to hack what keeps it online.
yeah,
That's the vulnerability, and that can be hacked about a bajillion different ways. And these municipalities, they don't have IT department. They don't have. They're not
no.
like Microsoft or
I
Sony.
kind of
They
got
don't
the
have
feeling
IT
that it was
departments.
like because they're all water departments and they're somehow connected to each other anyway.
Mm,
Even though they're different states, you probably find it's the same
mm.
company that's sort of in control, I suppose. I don't know.
Well, no, they're kind of. They're not all. They don't all talk to each other. But what happens with government contracts,
They're all pretty
municipalities,
much,
cities, counties, is there might only be one or two manufacturers that supply the thing.
Yeah.
And I was talking to one of the AIs. I can't remember. Oh, I think I asked it. I said, "What would happen if I took you to a water treatment plant and tried to use you to help me fix it?" And it's like 0% chance. It's like there's no way. It's the shit that they use is like super specialized. Um, it's not like turning something off and back. It's not like it has like a router. I mean, they do have routers and stuff, but like you said, that special PCB, like you're, it's the same thing as the power grid. You're connecting like ultra sensitive hardware up to a software system. It's incredibly proprietary. So there might only be a couple companies that make it, like you said. So if they find a way to hack the component that keeps it online,
Well, apparently those
it
things come from China.
that's oh, I'm 100%. Anything computer chip related comes from either China or Taiwan.
Yeah. So I think you know, I don't think it was the Iranians. I think it was more than likely China, because I think the only reason they're using Iran at the moment is because they really want us to be pissed off at them, and
They
so
want to run us out of
and it
ammo.
just happens to
Yeah.
be, you know,
Well, and we're
it's
bombing them anyway, so it's like a freebie.
yeah, but I think they're sort of dragging it up to they want us to be really, really pissed off at them. Plus, they've got midterm elections coming up soon, and there's a bunch of other things happening. And it just happens that Iran is the bad guy at the moment, and
Hmm.
and it all fits, you know. But it's just because it fits doesn't mean it's them. It just happens to be the fall guy. Um,
Yeah, the fact
I,
that there hasn't been an ultimatum yet is what makes it like nobody, at least that we know of, nobody's trying to use it as leverage.
no,
And so it's just like,
which makes you
this is just
wonder.
so weird.
Yeah, because I mean, Iran would be the ideal person to be making a leverage,
Yeah, they'd be like,
because
you
they've
guys
got,
stop it. We'll stop it. Yeah,
yeah. If you
absolutely.
stop the blockade, we'll stop hacking your water.
Yeah.
I mean, but no one's saying boo.
Mm-mm.
And
They
like
are
you
not.
said, there's been no ransoms or anything like that. So I can't see it would be Iran. It has to be someone who's got the money and therefore aren't interested in the ransoms. So
Tiggs is Tiggs is caught up with an earlier part of the
oh,
conversation.
we get hit by fluoride, so tastes like toothpaste.
Yeah, but fluoride, the difference is fluoride doesn't actually do anything to the water. Like whereas I mean, calm fucking down. I'm saying fluoride intrinsically to the water isn't doing anything to treat the water.
I
Whereas
think it
like
just I think it just takes away the taste of everything else they've added.
that's funny. It gives it that minty fresh. But whereas like chlorine, yeah, Tiggs, we were talking about that earlier. Like if I drink chlorine or bleach and stuff, it's like it just crazy dehydrates me, and then it makes it feel like you never drink enough, and then you start feeling sick.
Mm.
And yeah, the showers will start smelling like the swimming pool, which is stupid because you kind of take a shower to try to get chlorine off of you, not get more chlorine on you. Oh, you gave your depositions last week? Well, good luck, Nana, and I hope your sons are staying safe from all the slutty drug sluts. Slutty drug sluts. Minty fresh breath, exactly, Jojo.
Kills you.
I know it poisons the yeah, fluoride, wham, fluoride. What I'm saying is I don't think it actually does anything to treat the water, is what I'm saying. Whereas like chlorine is like to treat you slags. Exactly. Get
Oh,
out of
what
here,
have
you
I've
slags.
I've opened a door, haven't I? Oh boy,
Yeah.
knowing me and my bloody big mouth sometimes.
I don't know. I don't buy into the whole. fluoride thing. But that being said, like it would also be nice if I could just wave a magic wand and the kids these days have no. I was telling my coworker this. I'm like, you guys have no idea how good you guys have it with your whole teeth. You can tell like the generational divide by like the kids these days having perfect fucking teeth.
So what happened in the UK?
They're all
Oh,
inbred. That's
I,
pretty
I,
much it.
I don't know.
They all come from the queen. They all have the queen's DNA, and all their teeth are fucked up.
Yeah.
They
Well,
have
she's
free
dead
health
now,
care and
so it
no
doesn't matter.
fucking teeth care. National health, the national dental is just no dental.
should be
Um,
should be NFD. I'll let you figure out what that means.
yeah, exactly.
No, something dental.
I know.
Oh, fire truck. Oh, don't see them very often, do you?
Oh man, I was on the phone with my coworker. God, this was yesterday. I hope she's okay. I'm like, hey, that sounds like that siren in the background's getting closer. She's like, I gotta go. I'm like, okay. I just never heard back. I'm like, uh-oh. She's probably she in the
That's
gulag
a
somewhere.
that's a hell of a way to end a conversation, isn't it?
I know. Her daughter's like, I gotta get us out of here. I'm like, all right, okay. Good luck, guys.
Jesus.
Those were her exact words. I'm like, okay. Hey, your fire truck thing made just like maybe remember that. Tig says, I buy filtered water in boxes, not plastic bottles. Because she's
I got to be honest with you.
that's not even the right accent. I'm sorry, Tiggs.
Most of my water that I use actually comes in a cardboard box with a bladder on the inside from Mount Lofty Spring, so which tastes lovely. So and I use that in the kettle and all my drinking water.
A bottle.
And I actually grabbed another 10 liters of it today. So
No, that's good. I have like a love hate relationship with plastic water because I know all these fucking idiots will be like, nothing is banned at expiration date. I tell you what,
why do they
I
put
beg,
expiration dates on plastic water bottles?
okay, I know, but I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna disagree. That water will taste like shit after a while. Um, like it,
But it comes from a natural spring.
okay, now I think you're taking the piss, but those water bottles aren't actual, like, they're not actually sealed. First of all, they don't have some kind of like foiled, glued seal on them. Those caps don't fucking seal anything.
Most
It's
of
not
them are
like a
recycled plastic anyway.
and it's recycled plastic anyway. Shit leaches in from wherever you've got that from. Wherever you have that sitting, those aren't sealed, and that's very thin plastic. I
Yeah,
think I legitimately, here's what I believe. This is not science or financial advice about it or water advice about anything. I think they keep that so cheap because water doesn't cost them anything. All that money is in the plastic bottle. And I think they use the bare minimum of what can be considered something technically holding the water in. If you like crinkle a bottle, you notice like some of the bottles crinkle way more than others do. To
they're
where like,
manufacturing
how is this even holding together?
they're manufacturing on those bottles, considering the volume would
Yeah,
have to be
billion,
like less than a
trillions of them.
cent for each bottle anyway.
That's what I
And the
mean.
water's
But
and the water's free, so you know, and you're
exactly,
charging
Tiggs.
what $3 or $4 per bottle.
Not at Costco, but it's the point still is that they're making trillions of them, and so a penny a
Yeah,
piece is still a lot.
yeah.
And so they're certainly not going to spend 2 pennies on a water bottle. Do they want to spend 1 penny on a water bottle? What if they can get it to a 3/4 of a penny a water bottle? And I know they're making shit tons of money on water. I know that's not the point.
Well, yeah,
The
because
point is like if they
Shaq
could get
actually uh, made water, bought into a water company, made a friggin' shit ton out of it, and then sold the company for like $4 million, $4 billion, or $400 million, or whatever it was.
one of
And
those bottle like vitamin water. Can't remember
yeah,
which one of them was vitamin water, but that shit ended up just being all sugar, and they got countersued back to the Stone Age.
yeah,
It's like sugar water. That's funny. What is the range of the cost of a bulk water bottle? Not the water, the bottle itself. Like, let's say the store brand, cheapest of the cheapest. I'm really curious. I know they're making tons of money off it, but that's not the point. The point is like, I think these water bottles are just barely. They must have. I mean, I know. Vitamin. Oh, you vitamin water. I know. I want to say it was like Arrowhead or something. Like one of them or one of the store brand is like this bottle is barely being held together. And so you expect those to somehow stay to keep the water inside of them clean and fresh and stuff. Holy fuck! The co-pilot is such a fucking potato.
water's ruined.
No,
Yeah, I know. We've
like
done a pretty good
the
job of
bottle itself,
ruining water.
cheapest.
But if you're reaching that point, Tiggs, then you're pretty much getting to the point where it's like, holy crap, we, and probably to the point where I'm at. It's like I thought water was easy. I really did. If you'd asked me, about water probably about a month
Okay.
ago, I would have said, yeah, it's a piece of cake. Just grab a couple of water bottles, store it aside, and you'd be fine. Um, I don't think that anymore.
Okay, I wasn't listening to anything you said, but I'm sure it was important. But you can repeat it in a second. Apparently, the cheapest of the cheapest of the cheapest of the cheapest water bottles is 2 cents to 4 cents
Yeah, wasn't that far off, was I?
because they buy PET resin in bulk per kilogram, like $1 per kilogram,
And they can make like clearly
hundreds.
100 odd bottles, 50 odd bottles out of it.
Yeah. Yep. And they produce 20 to 40,000 bottles an hour. The energy and labor adds another 1 to 3 pennies, and then the overhead adds another 1 to 3 pennies. So it ends up costing between 3 and 8 cents total. But the bottles itself, yeah, 1 to 3 pennies a piece. So
Does that
now
include
the
the lid?
larger bottle. Oh, oh, I'll ask. But the retail ones, the thicker it gets, the cost jumps up really fast. It says retail empty bottles are thicker, reusable, not mass produced, shipped individually, not by pallet. And yeah, so the thicker they get crazy. Oh,
So
the
we
cap
can
adds a couple
recycle
more
them in
cents.
Australia for 10 cents.
Yeah, but that is you're not actually recycling it for 10 cents though. You're probably paying a 10 cent deposit, and you're getting your 10 cent deposit back. Oh, that's what they do here. That's what subsidizes the homeless population because you can sell 1 can back, and it's enough to buy fentanyl and pass out. I'm not joking. Like that's like you can return 1 can for 10 cents and go turn around and buy fentanyl with the 10 cents
Really?
and immediately pass out. Yeah, fentanyl's like hella cheap. It's insane.
Oh my God.
Even after the war on, even after the war on the cartels that happened here, all it did was like double the price of fentanyl. So it's like, oh, a quarter. Woo. 25 cents for fentanyl. Ooh, it's the cheapest fucking drug there is.
I didn't realize it was that cheap.
Oh yeah. That's why everybody's hooked on it. And that's why everybody in the town is blitzed out of their minds on fentanyl because it doesn't cost anything. They've all built up a resistance to it too, so it doesn't kill them,
So they
even
don't
though it would
walk
kill a
around like
normal
zombies
person.
anymore.
No, they just stand there like zombies,
Right. Okay.
unless it's in Seattle and cut with horse tranquilizer. Then they do run around like flesh-eating zombies.
So I guess no one's selling cocaine or marijuana or anything like that anymore.
Marijuana. They still people still smoke pot because they just like to smoke pot and because they think smoking pot is just fucking hilarious. It's just infuriating.
I could, weirdly enough, as a smoker, I could never actually stand the smell of pot. I don't know why.
It does get it gets to be, oh man. Back when we lived in the city, the neighbors during the Rona put like a gazebo up in the backyard and would like invite their friends over and would just get fucking baked. And it smelled and I'll
It
be sitting there like
stinks.
trying to work. It does. The drying process, you get used to the smell of the drying process after a while, but you'll never get used to the smoking part because smoke in and of itself is already annoying, and it's just you're like, oh great, there's a bunch of fucking hippie leftist Prius drivers getting fucking baked next door while I'm trying to work. I think meth heads are always gonna smoke meth. I think crackheads are just always gonna do crack, but um, fentanyl is like, how do I get blitzed out of the universe instantly
But it's like half a
at a mo?
second away from either getting blitzed or dying.
Yeah, yeah, you don't know. Um, and you can't tell by looking at them. And people would ask, as if I know, people would ask me, oh, what's a fentanyl high like? I'm like, why the fuck are you asking me? Oh, I thought you'd know. I'm like, how the fuck would I know? Well, I thought you'd know. I'm like, okay, well, stop thinking that I would know. Because that's retarded. How do I know? They're just slumped over. And you don't ask them because you don't wake them up. Because if you wake them up, they get fucking pissed. They wake up in a rage. And so the going thing is here is,
Like
well, if you
sleepwalkers.
just don't wake them up, if you just don't wake them up. I'm like, you guys are living in Stockholm, Nebraska.
I wouldn't even, I don't know. All I know is the word fentanyl. That's where my
Yeah.
knowledge on that product
Somewhat about.
stops. um,
Well,
plus,
here's the
plus
thing.
the zombie thing. I don't know how long a hit lasts for. I don't know where they go. I don't know what it does to them. Um, it's like any other drug, I suppose. It does something that makes you want to take it again. That's about as far as I
I
know.
think they just want to. I think they want to just be instantly knocked out, and they don't want to They don't want to. They don't want to pay any money to do it.
Well, no,
Um,
because I don't have any money to start with. So
yeah, and they don't have anything to do all day, and so why not just see?
these
I
apps.
don't think they get high from it at all. I don't think they get high. I think it just makes them unconscious. But I'm not a doctor or a meth head or a fentanyl head. There was something I wanted to touch on earlier.
Hitler invented meth.
That sounds about right. I mean that is like the whole soldier, keeping soldiers up for like long periods of time. Um,
Yeah, well, they used
fuck, I
that in
totally
Vietnam,
forgot
didn't they?
I
The
think they still
speed.
use it. Yeah, speed. I think they still use it. Although no, they just call it what, Adderall now or something. They
Well,
just
that really annoyed me when they sort
changed the
of,
name.
because there were certain like nasal drugs you could take at the time, but they had pseudoephedrine in them, and they worked
Mm.
incredibly well Like if you got a chest infection or something like that, the first thing you would do is grab the pseudoephedrine, take one a day or whatever it was, and it would instantly dry out all the mucus.
Yeah, that's what I went. So I take one of those before I start my streams if I know I'm going to be talking for a long time.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I'll just. In fact,
but
when I.
we can't get it in Australia anymore. They banned it.
Yeah, they tried to ban it here too, which is funny because again, you can go buy fentanyl, but you can't get Sudafed.
Yeah,
I know it's one of the components in meth. I don't fucking care. This is America. I used to work at the drugstore when they would buy 10. I don't give a fuck. Let everybody get baked out on meth. I would rather have
well,
access to as much Sudafed as I fucking wanted, and then I just go Molotov the meth heads. If you don't like the meth heads, just go Molotov them. They're gonna burn down sooner or later anyway. But I should be able to get as much Sudafed as I want.
well,
I used to
yeah,
be able to
it
go to
kind of.
Costco and buy cases of Sudafed.
I think a lot of people broke into chemists, and it was becoming dangerous, really.
I don't fucking care. This is
But
America. Let everyone burn.
I got to be
Oh, their
honest with you.
kids
I
are in
mean,
there. I don't fucking care. Burn their
everything that
kids
I've
down
ever
too.
needed medically, they've banned because
Yeah.
someone's turned it into a bloody drug. And it's like, so what? I got
Imodium
to.
is that way too. Antidiarrheal. They turn that into drugs. Are we just gonna like suffer from diarrhea for the rest of our lives now?
It's a joke. It really is. Like everything that
Nitrous.
makes you better, they ban because
Um,
somebody turned it into a drug. And it's like, well, it's a medicinal product.
Helium.
Yeah.
They try to get rid of, like, I know helium is, I mean, it's laughing gas. I mean, people get addicted to half the shit underneath your sink. It's just stupid. At some point just start executing everybody. Fucking bath salts.
And what's the other one?
It's
When
ridiculous.
you've got when your nose is sort of running down the back of your throat and you're forever coughing. There was a
Oh, that's all in
there
my
was
book, by the way.
there was a drug that you could actually take which instantly dried that up, and then they banned that. And it's like now, because I've got shocking nasal issues, I've got a deviated septum, and I've looked into getting that fixed, but that's just like talking to a doctor through a they just look at you as if you're demented or something.
Yeah, I
But
have a
as
whole
soon as
cold and flu section. I'm sure it's in there. What you're,
and
yeah,
so your sinuses get so blocked that when you're coughing, it feels like someone's hitting you over the back of the head with a hammer. Like it is
yeah.
so painful, um, because it just echoes violently through your head because
Oh
it's
yeah.
got no. It's like a pressure system that just has no pressure valve release.
Hmm.
And so you can't take Panadol, you can't take Nurofen, you can't take any of these things. And I finally found a thing that actually immediately stopped you from coughing.
Mm.
Um,
Was it the swirly
and
straw that Jim was talking about?
no, it was a pill,
Oh, okay.
and I can't remember what the bloody thing was called, but they banned that because people were overdosing on it.
I don't fucking care. Let people overdose.
Yeah,
I'm so sick of this fucking crybaby ass generation of. It was like when they used to like not let cancer patients smoke pot. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? It's the same thing like when you get a tooth extracted and they don't let you have narco. It's like I had a fucking tooth ripped out of my head, but you're worried about me taking like one narco or whatever. It's fucking insane. It's absolutely like society is done as far as I'm concerned. If they don't even have like the empathy is just gone. And like I was telling Tiggs, I went and had a thing. They gave me some fentanyl. They're like they like hyped it all up too. They're like, all right, we're giving you fentanyl. I'm like,
codeine.
oh,
Codeine
oh,
is
codeine.
what it was.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Um, yeah, and they've banned codeine.
Yeah, they banned it
You
here too.
can't get.
You have to have a doctor's note, and yeah,
Yes.
it's fucking stupid. So yeah, they talked it up. They're like, we're giving you fentanyl. Blah 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 blah. Um, I'm like, oh boy, cool. I'll get to actually tell my friends what this was like now since they won't fucking leave me alone. It did absolutely zero. I did, and I walked right out of there just fine. And I was completely awake for the entire procedure, which is definitely not supposed to happen.
No.
I was talking to them, so I was getting a stomach thing, and I had the stomach thing, and I was watching the inside of my stomach on the screen while talking to them with the thing in there.
Oh, it's fabulous, isn't it?
And they're like, "Huh, okay." And they're like, "Was that what you had for breakfast?" I'm like, "Uh huh." And they're like, "Oh, okay, all right." Because I was awake the whole time, so we just like talked through the fucking procedure. I remember 100% of it, and they're like, "Okay, well, I guess you're free to go."
Well,
I'm
there are
like, "Oh,
certain
all right."
brain surgeries they do while you're still wide awake, and you have to
Yeah,
be awake so they actually understand what they're doing.
I know, but this was not one of those.
No.
I should have been asleep for the, I shouldn't have remembered it, and I should have been asleep for it.
Jeez.
I was, oh, good night, Nana. Appreciate you. So,
Oh,
uh,
it's
that's my fentanyl experience.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I've never
zero.
been. Have a great night, Nana.
But I have heard people say they can tell the difference between one of the gals on Twitter and one of the guys too. I think they're saying if you walk around long enough, you can start to feel the difference between fentanyl smoke and meth. Is it meth smoke?
I don't know.
I think they said you can tell
I've
the
never
difference.
smelt
One of
either.
them you get a tingle, and one of them you just go numb. And they're like, if you don't back out of that cloud immediately, you'll just go unconscious. They're like, you
Oh,
can go in
Jesus.
like the crack. I think it's like crack. Yeah, you smoke crack. They said like you can go through crack smoke relatively okay, but they're like if it's fentanyl smoke, the second you feel it, you have to immediately back out because you're going to be passing out in about 5 seconds. Even just getting near them, you can see them and they're going to be fine, but they're in the middle of a fent smoke cloud.
What the
Once
hell are
that
they
stuff
all going
goes
to do when
airborne,
they can't get their bloody fent or the
I don't know.
meth
People were worried
or
about
anything
that.
else?
People were worried about that with the whole war on the cartels. I don't know. That's why it's like a bioweapon. I don't think anyone knows what they're going to do. They're probably going to go through everyone's houses, ransack everything, and try to raise up enough money. And as the prices go up and up and up, the problem is everyone has. I think there's already so much fentanyl in Portland that they could probably keep it going for years. Because since fentanyl's so strong, if they move a couple bricks, a couple kilos of fentanyl, not only is that worth a fortune, but it could keep the city going for months. Like one delivery, one successful delivery of fentanyl can keep Portland going for months, right?
Well, especially at
Because it's
25
so
cents a
tiny.
shot.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
What are you getting, like two
They
drops or
probably
something?
would. They probably would go berserk, and they start licking the windows and chasing cars around and um, running into start randomly attacking people. Is my guess.
And it's not
Start
just homeless
attacking
people
each
doing it.
other.
Apparently, it's white collar workers as well.
It is, yeah, college students. They were finding
Yeah.
college girls passed out in cars. And of course there's no follow up on these stories, so they don't like ask those gals. It's like, did you yeah, we have the berserkers here too. There was the video of that one in the Carolinas the other day too. You don't need window cleaners anymore. There was these two college girls passed out in a car. There was no follow up on why, but like it's like it didn't look like in the video. It didn't look like there's any fentanyl stuff in the car. So it's just like you take it and you're out in 1 second, and it's like why would you guys be parked in the middle of the city in both of them? And they were both like college girls, and they were one in the driver and one in the passenger seat, and they were both passed out.
So
It
how
was
old
like
were they?
like 20s.
Yeah,
And it's like, and they both looked like perfectly normal, healthy gals that you'd see at college. There was no, and they were wearing nice clothes and everything. It made no sense. And there was just no follow up.
they probably just had a go at it
Yeah, but
just to see
but
what had
in the
happened.
middle of the city in your cars, why would you?
Well, it's not like they're going to do it at home.
I mean, that'd be safer. Like you don't know if
Yeah,
you're gonna get like dragged off.
but they know the
Like
parents aren't going to stop them from trying it.
yeah,
And this is the thing. It's like it just seems like that sort of thing that for that sort of money, which is incredibly cheap, like how bad could it be? Let's just give it a go.
well, here's the problem.
And
Saint
then all of a
Floyd,
sudden, it's like,
yeah, Saint Floyd, may he rest in peace. When he ate a bunch of fentanyl, I think nobody knew at the time, and so when he died, everyone assumed it's because the cop was on his neck for 9 minutes or whatever gibberish. But then everybody knows since then it's like, no, you can't eat any fentanyl. You eat any fentanyl and you die.
yeah,
Unless you built up a resistance to it. So it's like, of course he was going to die on fentanyl. Like, they. People, these two gals should have known that by now. Like, it's been years since Saint Floyd gave his life so
yeah,
that
but we are
so
we
that the
are talking
Democrat
about a
Party could
generation. We are talking about a generation that basically, you know,
eat Tide Pods. I think.
no, I don't.
Oh,
It's almost still at that age where you kind of trying to reject everything. Oh, you're just bullshitting. Nah, it'll be fine. No worries at all.
I mean, you've never been to Portland. I mean, everyone there has seen, like, you can't go into a store without walking around somebody that's having doing the fent bends. Like,
Jesus.
the last work thing we did as a group, in my last group before they disbanded, we went to a bowling alley, and the employees couldn't be bothered to, like, I don't know, just have the guy moved or something. I would
Because
guillotine him.
they were worried about waking him up.
They're worried about waking him up, and that's why I would just chop their fucking heads off. Like, there, like, we fixed. Like, eventually it would stop, right? Like, if you're the bowling alley, you got to get out the bowling alley executioner's axe and just be like, all right, you could put some little cones up, put some caution tape, and be like, all right, three, two,
Put an orange
one.
cone out.
Yeah, put the orange cone out, and then somebody, like, you could get like a basket to catch the head or something, and then close it up really fast before it can bite you, and then get a dolly and just dolly them. Get the little cart and just throw the body in the fucking dumpster. Like, you guys don't understand. Like, I joke about this shit, but like, the you don't understand. Like, the those furnaces that they cremate the bodies with. Yeah, I agree, Nana. The those crematoriums are backed up for weeks, if not months, just cremating fentanyl overdose people. Like, that's you have failed as a fucking society at that point.
Oh,
Um,
we failed as a society a long
what's
time
the?
ago.
I know. I'm just.
Mm.
I
Yeah, I know.
know.
I get it. I get it.
What's the
I just
estimate per
the
month
sad the
now?
sad part is that
How
I mean
many
I'm sure
people
that sort of thing
die
happens here, but I just don't.
Portland,
We don't see
Oregon
it.
to Fent ODs?
We got enough troubles with bloody everything else, meth
Yeah.
and other crap. So
Do you want to take a guess how many you think it is per month now in Portland?
what fentanyl?
Yeah, just fentanyl.
2,000.
Oh boy, I wish it was that high. Um, it says 80 to 100 per month is the estimate, but they don't know because they don't track it.
Well, my concern at the moment is I don't think they're worrying about.
That is 1,000 a year, though. Over a
Excuse me.
thousand a year.
I have to wonder whether they're actually falsifying every bloody figure they put out these days.
Yeah,
I
but
got to
these
be
aren't
honest.
figures. These
They're
are estimates
guesstimates.
because they don't track the figures.
Well, they're guesstimates.
Yeah, but if they actually tracked this, it would be way higher.
Yeah.
Because it says 90% of these are fentanyl, meth, or both. But that's only in Portland. Like they don't track this, but what they do track is the furnaces. Because
Well, so that's the thing. Like
yeah,
if you're on fentanyl and you get hit by a car, what do you classify it as? A fentanyl incident or a car accident?
I don't think fentanyl people. They usually make it to the side of the road. I've never seen a fentanyl person OD in the road. They'll go lie on the.
What about
They'll go
someone who pops
lie
one as they're
on.
driving?
They they kind of just, I think, stall out in the middle of the road. I've never actually seen that. They usually park. Like you have about 10 seconds, I guess, unless you're
Oh,
at a traffic light. That's I think that's how come they're usually able to get over to the
to the sidewalk.
sidewalks because they're
Yeah.
always on the sidewalks.
How is there a Portland left? Well, yeah. I mean, shit. We just don't see that shit here, like at all. I mean, you kind of get the impression that there's a lot of drug use here, and you only get that because basically the news. I watch the news, and it seems to be the same housing areas that kind of get hit by all the crime. Like it's the same areas over and over and over. Like you don't hear of crime happening in certain suburbs, but yeah, in other suburbs, it's just about every day,
Hmm.
and it tends to be the lower class. Um, Probably because the upper class, who are probably still doing their cocaine and the more highly expensive drugs because they can and they can afford it, um, basically have it more hushed up.
Yeah, we call those high functioning drug addicts.
Yeah, and there's quite a few of them.
Yeah,
I mean, a certain young man from a certain Eastern European country is probably one of them.
I
Um,
think they all are. Yeah.
and yeah, I'm pretty sure the Monsoir, I'm pretty sure he's in the same boat.
Well, when he gets beat up by his husband all the time, he's got to do something
Well,
about it.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. So it's yeah, they're basically high functioning.
Hmm. Yeah.
He's so convinced that it's a girl, but you have to wonder whether the high functioning aspect comes into account.
Pff, I don't know, man.
So drugged
So
out, but he doesn't actually know.
I don't know. That dude's seen some serious abuse in his life, though. Um, I think back to Portland. Um, I think the reason why they don't report it is because the numbers would be higher. Because I think there's a tug of war of a couple things. I don't think they actually report all the deaths in Portland anyway, and the capacity of all the combined crematoriums is higher than the amount of deaths,
Well, okay,
except the
here's a question.
crematoriums still get backed up. And so, like, the crematoriums also don't report their numbers That's why I think the numbers are way higher because I bet you the crematoriums are backed up. They just don't want to tell people what the real number is because they said the Portland average deaths are between 1,500 and 1,700 deaths a month, and cremation 75% of those. It's also not counting all the people that just wash up on shore, which happens every day
Well,
between
there's another.
unaliving and people swimming
Why is it
accidents
why
and
is it so
dumps.
high in Portland and not in other places?
I mean, it's really high in Seattle too.
But Portland
But
and
there's a
Seattle
couple of
aren't
reasons.
that far away from each other, really, in the grand
Yeah,
scheme of things.
yeah. They both are very very similar in that they're both sanctuary cities. They're both full of illegals. They're both full of trans death cults. They're both full of people unaliving themselves because of the job market constantly. Um, and
So it's
and
an issue
so
with sanctuary cities, basically.
and drug crime gangs dropping off bodies in the water constantly. When I worked down on the island, there was bodies that washed up all the time. Like you just get used to, oh, walking down the shore, oh, there's a dead body washed up. I wonder how long that's been in the water. Better call the people to go rope it off. Those don't even get those bodies washing up on the beach don't even hardly
Don't
make the
even make the
news anymore.
news. Mm.
Yeah. And then you argue and be like, oh, it's because there was warm water one day 30 days ago. And so everybody got in the water the one day and fucking died. And it's like,
That's full of shit.
really? And they never say, let's see, Seattle. They never, like last year, they only ever said, what a handful of them were. And this year it's already been even more. Um, oh, Seattle is way higher fentanyl deaths than Portland. But that might be because Seattle's actually reporting them properly. It's like 3 times higher in Seattle.
So you don't really hear about it in Texas
No, but Texas is Austin. The
or
the
Florida.
yeah, Florida's yeah, Florida has meth gators. Um, it's those blue cities though. Here's the thing: those blue cities fill up with homeless as they become more and more liberal, and I think the fentanyl dealers move in to start supplying the homeless with fentanyl. What? Okay. How does that contrast with Austin, Texas, or what's the big city in Florida? Miami.
Miami. Yeah.
Miami, Florida. Bibbity bobbity boo. But they're getting worse. Like every single, even like Idaho, which is very 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 conservative, the cities have turned very 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 blue. This is how California plans on flipping the entire United States. Um, God, yeah, Austin's almost as high as Portland.
It's
Miami,
just not spoken about.
it's just not on the news. God, in Miami's only saying statewide. They say they only track it statewide. They don't track it by city. But it says 2023 has 900 drug caused deaths in 2023 in Miami.
Yeah, Miami's always had a coke problem though. So you know,
Yeah.
I mean Miami
So
Vice.
they're high.
You know,
Oh yeah.
and that was back in the 80s, and that was huge. So
Yeah.
you
Says
know,
Miami's up to 61% fentanyl involved versus whatever else it used to be. So Miami's double Portland and Austin, it says. So Miami's closer to Seattle. But that could just be because Seattle and Miami are actually reporting their real numbers. Because I think Portland like is trying to have the squeaky clean image because it's trying to attract people back, but it's really just
It's
gaslighting
failing.
everybody.
It's not working.
It's not working because the second people come down there, they get attacked and robbed and stabbed, and people they'll come visit, and people will try to just straight up steal their children. They'll come to the Portland riverfront, and someone will come and just try to steal their child. I mean, I can't tell you how many times. Oh, I come to see Portland, and then their car windows get smashed out, and all of their travel belongings get stolen. And everyone goes, "Oh well, it's just a big city," and it's like, you fuck you guys, man.
I think more than anything, it
Los
shows
Angeles is bad too.
where it's all going. Basically,
Yeah, well,
it's just it's a social sort of,
you
what
have
is it? What,
predators and you have prey, and that
how do
balance,
they call it? A social,
social contract.
yeah. No, no, not a contract, but a social. You're looking at a society as a whole basically collapsing. That's pretty much
Yeah,
what you're looking at.
we've gone from a high trust society to a negative
Yeah,
trust
and it comes back to
society.
the whole, you know, people just don't trust anyone anymore, and it's probably the best way to be.
I mean, how can you trust people when you go to the fucking store and nobody's speaking your language anymore, and they're looking
Yeah,
at you funny, and then you're like, "Oh, I don't have enough bullets in my mag anymore."
yeah,
Like, how do you? And then they're all,
and at least you
150.
guys can open carry. I mean, it's
Well, open carry is
Jesus.
like super gay here. People don't actually do that unless you're out in the bush. But
Yeah, but
when it's
you almost have to though,
no, open carry doesn't. Open carry
or does it
doesn't.
cause more issues than stops?
It doesn't. It even if you're running around literally with a rifle over your shoulder, it's not a deterrent anymore. In fact, it's kind of like having a no soliciting sign. People just assume you're a giant fucking pussy if you have to open carry. They assume
Right.
they assume that you are a boomer that thinks it is somehow a deterrent, which it never has been. It's just a fallacy.
I
People,
like walking around with your shiny six round revolver. Looking like you're some out of some western or something.
yeah. The last time I was out at an Outback Steakhouse, there was a guy open carrying his 1911. It's like that's cute, right? It's 45, but I know you've only got 9 rounds in that thing, so
Yeah,
it's nice, but it's like
and and how long
geezer,
does
look
that?
at my
How long
spoon.
does it take you to reload again? Oh, hang on a sec, guys. Just hang on a sec while I just
Oh,
feed each bulletin individually. Okay, we're ready to
well,
go again now. Um,
people practice with their speed. Oh, I've gotten into it. Well, I practice with. Dude, I don't give a fuck if you practice with your speed loader. That's 6 rounds. I've got 17. Fuck off.
yeah, and you've
So,
probably got a spare mag in your pocket, which you can,
no,
release and then load again in
in
what,
about a half a
couple of
second.
seconds. Yeah,
About a half a second. Yeah.
yeah. So, you know, what were you saying
It's
again?
yeah, I know, and there you just don't have follow up shots unless you sit there and. This is so frustrating. Well, I can fan it and get six. I don't give a fuck. What are you hitting with that? You gonna go shoot the champagne glasses off the back of the fuck? Are you shooting
Oh,
something at 5 yards away? Like, what are you
yeah,
doing here?
shooting cans at your grandma's, fire 'em
Oh,
down the road.
that's hilarious.
I don't know.
But yeah, it's so. It's
I
honest,
mean, none of
honestly.
when they're not John Wick, let's put it that way. So, come on.
No, and the thing is, like, concealed carry here. The whole point of it is a polite society because you don't know who's carrying and you don't know why people are as confident as they are. And the problem with this boomer generation of old fucks walking around
Like you.
is that, like me, is that they're all blum and bluster and they're angry and they're used to just being angry and getting their own way. And this third world that exists doesn't respect their elders. They don't speak the language. They don't speak the culture. And they'll just pop grandpa in the fucking mouth. And it's the same thing with these leftists. They hate rich people. They hate boomers for having the last bastion of money. They hate them for running the country in the ground. They don't care, and they'll pop grandpa right in the mouth. They'll stomp grandpa unconscious. There's videos
Mm.
of this.
Yeah.
And they do not force, they need to force boomers to watch other boomers getting fucking stomped out in the streets over and over and over until boomers go, oh shit, we're actually being hunted. I can't act like a blumbery, blustery fucking dickhole anymore. They think they can fight, and society has told them, that 75-year-old grandpa can somehow fucking fight because they saw a Street Beefs episode with a 60-year-old guy, and
You
it's
know
like
what you're gonna have to start doing now?
boomer
Buying,
self-defense
buying,
classes.
buying hair dye and wearing younger men's clothing, so you
Oh
fit in.
no.
Grey man, and I don't mean grey man. I mean grey man.
That was a terrible setup for a joke, but also that's serious. I mean, that's what they do. I mean, they're 65. They dress up as young as they can. They go hit on gals,
Oh
and they act
no, I
like they're
didn't mean
fucking
that bit.
tough.
I mean you don't go that far.
No,
Come
no,
on.
but that is what they do. And then they act all tough, and it's like, but then they turn around whenever things are bad, and they go, "Well, it's a good thing I'm about to retire." Shut the fuck up, you fucking grandpa.
Mm,
And anyway, the whole thing is just like our society. Old people think that their blum and bluster has some kind of gravity. It doesn't. Nobody respects them anymore, and they're not paying attention to eat the rich is going to literally mean them. It doesn't mean Bill Gates. It means boomers. When they say go out to the
isn't Bill
rich white
Gates a boomer?
neighborhoods, they're talking about boomer neighborhoods because they know boomers will not fucking defend themselves 99% of the time because they
Oh
are
no,
so
some.
conditioned to be so worried about being racist that they won't do it. They freeze up in person, they freeze up and get stomped out, they freeze up in vehicles and get dragged out of their cars,
Jesus.
or or they have so much normalcy bias they drive directly into ambushes and then shut down. When there's natural disasters, they'll drive right off fucking cliffs that didn't used to be there because
Half
I've
of them
traveled
drive
this road for 40 years.
half of them drive into shops instead of actually reversing back out like most normal people do.
Yeah. They have that's why the rule here is you do not go grocery shopping between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. if you value your life and your vehicle.
Well, shit, these days I wouldn't go grocery shopping after dark over there either. So, maybe that's just me, but
Quicker checkout. The thing is too is they drive down the wrong side of the freeways all the time. All the
great.
fucking time.
And how
They
fast are you
drive
allowed
into
to go along a
parks
freeway?
as fast as we want.
Yeah. So you're doing 70, 80 miles an hour, and there's some little bloke in a
Yeah, and you
barely
see
able to
white
see
lights
over the
instead of red
dashboard and
lights, and you go,
in
well,
his
that's not
Camry
good.
and
And the thing is, in their zorked out brains, they will literally believe that everybody else is driving the
should
wrong
get out of
way.
the road. Yeah.
Yeah, they they their brain doesn't react fast enough to put fucking two and two together that they are the one. And but that is their whole life encapsulated into a nutshell.
I got to be honest
They
with you, it's the whole generation's thought these days.
yeah, they think that
Everybody else is wrong. I'm right.
yeah, but it's the whole thing with gals. Gals are being attacked by illegals because they're wearing the wrong clothes. People are being this and that because it's their fault. Young kids just aren't working hard enough. I worked hard for all this stuff. Like, it's like, no, you fucking didn't. What did you do your whole life? I talk about this on my channel all the time. Boomers act like they all worked in fucking lead smelters for 40 years, and they fucking
Mm,
didn't. They just
mm.
didn't. They act like they worked in fish markets for 40 years. They didn't. They act like they were sieging Iwo Jima for 40 fucking years. They weren't. And they shit on the younger generation who also won't fucking do anything. And that is why everybody says these Zoomers are the fucking exact same as Boomers. They have come around full circle to be the exact same entitled fucks somehow 60, 70, 80 years later, whatever, however. Yeah, they are the same. The only difference is that Boomers have shit tons of money because their lives were so fucking easy. They have the same dog shit work ethic as the Zoomers do, except the Zoomers don't have any easy way to make money.
I mean, I didn't live back then, but I don't think most of
I
them
did.
worked a 9 to 5 day and came home at night. You know, I can't
I
remember the
was
last.
alive. I was
I,
alive back then, and
I
yeah,
can't remember the last time I actually worked a 9 to 5 shift. I don't think I've ever done it.
yeah. They
Like ever.
and not only that, but like there was no work from home, and they were all a family, and you could work as much OT as you wanted, and you could actually get promoted. You could stay at a company forever.
Mm.
You could hire your whole entire family without being accused of nepotism. You could have 3 generations working at a place, and you know their job used to be something that they could be proud of. They had company picnics.
See, why are you still
They're
working at 84?
because I can't ever fucking retire.
I know, right?
I can't retire because all these damn
Neither can
shits
I.
won't fucking do their job,
Yeah,
and
neither
they
can
just
I.
keep hiring more shits.
I would love
So
to retire. I'm sick of it. I
just
really am.
sell your fucking house and retire.
Yeah, but then I'm probably going to live for another 30 years, so, I probably won't
So,
live as long as you, but, you know,
well,
I don't
I mean, maybe if you're pissed off enough.
know.
Apparently, that's all it takes. And don't take the clot shot and just stay pissed all the time.
Oh, well, I haven't taken the clot shots,
Yeah,
so,
there you go.
yeah.
You're fine. You're gonna outlive probably 90% of people there.
Oh, well, so that means
Their
that
hearts are gonna fucking
then I've
explode.
really got to live for another 40 years, I've got to finance that. And that's,
Don't you want to know
mm,
the top secret way of getting ahead here in life now, besides outliving everybody, is you just
outliving everyone and just taking all their shit.
well, exactly, yes, it is a two-part, and that is the second part that everybody fucks up. You just and even if they have a family, it doesn't matter. Boomers are so fucking retarded. You just get slightly closer to the person than the rest of their family, which is easy if the rest of the family has to work. And then you just get everything slowly changed into your name, and all of a sudden you've got a second house, and you got $700,000 of bullshit that you can just go have someone buy and fence really quick and get in that will. Yeah, call 1-800-Jim and get that will changed and give her she'll do it for like
Oceans,
five
Oceans
percent.
11 them.
Yeah,
Yes.
this shit happens all the time. People get screwed out of their wills all the time by just some random asshole moving in with grandma, and grandma all of a sudden is convinced that this new person has just done everything their whole entire life for them and is just the most, and will just literally write the entire family out of everything because the family's working all day. There you go. She can rewrite that. She can have that. She can have that turned around faster than you can turn around a CAD file. Get on
Problem.
legalgemzoom.com.
You've got it all on AI, you know. Just get the
Yeah.
AI to write out the will and just print it off and
Oh yeah.
sign here. You can electronic sign everything these days, so
Yeah,
it's all good.
e-sign it. Exactly. And the thing
Mm,
is, like, this is what people are doing because they don't have a fucking job. So they find grandma and they go convince grandma that they're their best friend. Oh yeah, and the notar. She can be the notarite, not the notoriety.
that's where you've got to join a bingo club or something.
Notary. Yeah. Oh, that cough doesn't sound good. Do you need me to stay at your house and take care of you for the weekend? And then, oh, who are you again? I'm your stay-at-home nurse. Oh, that's nice, Billy. Yeah, all right. Take your fucking pudding and go back to bed, Grandma. Okay. I love you. I
That's why
love
you
you
don't
too.
join the lawn bowls club because they're too bloody fit. You go to the bingo club instead.
Yeah, hang out at the casino where they're all just pissing their money away anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, Billy, thanks for taking care of me. Let me just write you into the will. My other kids never stop by. It's like, yeah, I changed the phone number and the locks.
Now goes to 1-800 Gem Gem.
Goes to 1-800-Gem for all your
And
need
she
notary.
can cast magical spells over all of them and tell them to fuck off.
Tell them to fuck off. This is my grandma now, bitch. Um, I mean, people really do that, and then they screw everybody out of their inheritance. And nowadays, like it could be $1 million house. All you
These
gotta do is
days in
flip that house
Australia, it's
for
probably
like
a bloody
nothing.
$5 million house. So at the rate
Already
at the
falls.
rate shit is going these days, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in front of your computer. Look up the average cost of a 4-bedroom house in Australia.
All right, hold on a second. Average
Don't worry about
price
cities,
of
just go Australia.
a 4-person house in Australia, mate. Okay, it's about 300 quids there.
It's more than that.
1.25 and 1.25 in Aussie bucks is, yeah, I'm in America. How much that is it real money, please? Okay, here's the real money version. Thank you, Copilot. Fucking A. Um, yeah, 800, $900,000.
Yeah.
Somewhere between 600 and $900,000. Yeah. Which is a little bit, it's
So
maybe
that's the
20% higher than the
average.
average price here.
Yeah.
300K in a shithole. That's because they never finished all your guys' housing, Jim. They got all those new high rises about 60% done and stopped working on them like 6 years ago. And they burnt down with people still in them. I don't know if you heard
Come
about
on.
that,
There you go.
Griffin, but basically, like, the house is burnt down. Or no, these high rises burnt down. It turned out there was like no way to get out of them. It was fucking terrible.
Well, whatever happened to those high rises in Singapore that burnt down?
I don't know about
Like they,
Singapore, but it happens in China all the time.
yeah, there was 3 in either Singapore or Indonesia or something like that. 3 high rises next door to each other about 2 Christmases ago, or was it
Yeah,
last Christmas?
it's called tax
Um,
write-off. That happens in.
was that
Are you
not
sure it
China?
wasn't China? Because
Might have. I don't know where it was. It was some Asian country, and like 3 high rises that were all
some
next door to
Asian
each other.
country.
Surprisingly, all burnt down.
Yeah, that happens in China a lot because they forced everybody for the sake of national pride to invest all their money in these massive high rises that the people literally didn't exist to move into to begin with.
Yeah, that's those
And
blank cities.
yeah, they have those ghost cities. Well, these buildings were never actually like built to any code either. They were just constructed almost as like facades, and they weren't even safe. If, from what I understand, they weren't even safe to walk through. I think China uncensored did some episodes about that. These like ghost buildings, and so the buildings just came right back down again.
Well, I must admit, I mean, my dad actually built the Grand Hotel down at Glenelg in
Oh,
Adelaide,
cool.
and he was the construction manager. Um, and there was at least 3 stories that were never actually furnished, as they call them.
Yeah.
So the outside facade is there, the concrete floor is there, all the columns are there, all the water points are there, but the elevator dings and the door opens, and you can basically see from one end of the building to the other.
Oh, that's cool.
Um, so the internal fit out hadn't actually been done on 3 floors because there simply wasn't a market at the time to actually spend the money to actually finish the refit on a
Mm.
brand new building. So I mean, it's been done now, but um, it's kind of weird, sort of coming into the lobby, and it's all very pretty, like a new hotel should be. And then you go into the next level, which is where the events areas are. Where people get married, have their 50th birthdays, etc., etc.
Ugh.
And then the next floor is basically the cheapest floor because it's got sweet bugger all view.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously right up to the penthouses where people are spending 20 million bucks to basically live in a 3-bedroom house on top of a hotel that just happens to have uninterrupted views out to the ocean, right?
Hell yeah.
And then all the other floors are filled up with a variety of ocean view, uh, city view. Is it an apartment? Is it just a 1-bedroom with 2 beds stuck in it, for the night sort of situation? And then 3 floors out of a nearly 30-floor building just aren't finished. They've got nothing in them. So, and
That'll
that
be
happens
fun.
all the time in commercial buildings. Because if you don't have the leases, or the leases available to actually take over those buildings, they just don't finish them off. They leave it as a skin instead.
Yeah, well, that's still further than they get here because they it was taking them so long to build the buildings here that they were defaulting on the materials, and they defaulted on the materials for so long that they defaulted on the entire build.
Well, somebody, yeah, again on Bear Independent, they were saying that apparently in 2 states, um, some of the governors didn't actually know there was a data center being built until the day they had to go and cut the ribbon.
Yikes.
Um,
Well, yeah.
and and this is apparently they're going behind a lot of people's backs at the moment, and a few contractors are actually starting to get kind of pissed off because what's happening is to actually build the data centers, they need building materials, and these guys are paying virtually top dollar, which is putting the price up of all the materials used to build other things. And because they're demanding so much of it and they're willing to pay for it, half these contractors are running around going, "Oh, look, I'm terribly sorry. You know how I was meant to finish off your pergola this weekend? Yeah, that's not going to happen for another 6 months because we can't get
Mm-hmm.
the materials."
Yeah.
So it's creating a mess. But the biggest problem with commercial real estate is the fact that as soon as we started all working from home, a lot of companies who had a lot of money tied up in these big bloody commercial office buildings, all of a sudden had no one there. um, and we've been waiting for the commercial real estate sector to crash something uncontrollably because basically the longer it's gone on, more people still aren't working from home. And so when the leases are running out on these commercial buildings, everyone's moving out and no one's moving in. So these buildings that were worth, say, $200 million are now only worth about 20.
Mm-hmm.
And so the banks who are putting all this money into these commercial real estate properties are suddenly realizing their investment is now worth nothing, and no one's actually moving in, so they can't actually reclaim it back. Should have collapsed by now.
Well,
It
yeah,
should,
and they're like what, worth like 20% maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's which is why I'd love to hear from this guy about finance, because finance I think is oh man, I'm really excited.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, he is on a month-long holiday,
Oh,
and
okay.
because he's
No,
super
but you'll get
rich
him on
and
eventually.
he's
I mean,
he's super.
whether it happens for the 200th episode or not doesn't matter. I think
Yeah.
it's still worth getting him on. Um, and I think, you know, if it doesn't work out for that episode, still see if you can get him on. I think it'll be worth it.
I will. He's since he is ultra successful and all that, fighting for his attention, especially when I can't pay him, you know.
Yeah,
If I was like paying him for like a paying gig, I
yeah,
have to see how much I can pay him to get on my show, cuz wheeling and dealing. He actually just quit his pharmacy job to become full-time stock mogul,
right.
because he's doing it the smart way though. Fuck, I'm gonna be pissed if he's like, yeah, dude, I could totally do this tonight.
Hey, look,
No,
do it.
now
Um,
it's 1:30. No, it's
no,
he
do you know what
actually.
I
I don't
mean?
know what time zone. I don't know what
Yeah,
time zone he's gonna be in, but
but you know what I mean. I mean, it's people like that. I think it is worth hearing from. Because yeah, and
well, his journey. I think his journey is gonna be really interesting because, um, hopefully she can get that done. Is there a way? Um, his journey is interesting because I think kids these days. I talk about it in my episode. I guess this is a bunch of spoilers for my episode tonight before the cows fucking literally destroyed the gate and escaped. Um, kids
I
these
think they
days,
I think they saw you and thought, I want that.
man, God, it was like a fucking stampede. Thankfully, they were stampeding the other direction.
Oh,
But
good. Right.
you'll hear me in the episode. I'm like, man, they look like they're up to something. Um, they were. Spoiler alert. Which I knew that you can tell when cows are anyway. Um, kids these days, they'll rush to go be a Twitch streamer or whatever. Like we were talking about, someone's
Yeah.
kid. What's their face's kid? Funny Pants is like doing a thing. Kids these days will go exactly, Jim. Kids these days will rush out to go think they're going to be a Twitch streamer because they see successful Twitch streamers. What they don't see is the other like 99%. Okay, so to be a successful Twitch streamer or YouTube streamer, there's one of two ways. Either you completely fall into it on accident, which is like a 0.01% chance,
Yep.
or you absolutely work your ass off and into a way to where is actually reproducible tons and tons and tons of times. They never see that 99% of the work. They're only seeing all these successful retards that have no idea how they got there and can't reproduce it again to save their fucking lives, which is the majority of all these. I'm not going to name their names, but all these successful streamers who are all just doing React content now because they're all dead souls.
Yeah,
Right. They're
that
just
gives me
doing
the
React,
shit.
and they just make faces and then point and then make faces and then point and then they pause it and they go, yeah. and then they resume and they go, and it's just
And
like
they
two,
don't
and
really have anything constructive to say
they don't, because
that you
nothing's
haven't
going on
heard
up there.
1,000 times before.
Because nothing's going on up there, and they're only repeating whatever their chat says just to make their
Yeah,
chat happy, to make their chat feel like they're quote unquote being seen, which is what the kids care about these days. They want to be anyway. The point is the stupid kids see that and they go, okay, I just need to do that. Well, the problem is those people have no personality. They're just there for what I call where the ducks decide to land in the pond. And I try to teach new streamers this all the time. Some of them listen to me and some of them don't. Usually all you have to do is just be around long enough that the ducks decide to land in your pond. It doesn't actually mean you did anything good.
yeah.
It just means the other duck ponds are offline right now, and the second the other duck ponds are online, there's nothing that you've done to keep those people around. And you're just waiting for the other duck ponds to dump their ducks onto you. There's nothing that you do that makes you special, especially kids who have absolutely no personality, and most people are only on their platform because they're chasing kids around, and because kids lack the protections and awareness to know why people are paying more attention to them than they should be. So spinning this around, Chris,
And it makes it
I've
even harder because, you don't necessarily have to have a profile pic or anything like that. And, you know,
yeah. So
you could
I don't
be
know if you're familiar
completely
with who
anonymous
Chris
like you.
Hansen. They could be, but that screws you. I am never going to be a big streamer because
No.
YouTube specifically makes sure people like me are at the absolute end of the algorithm by not having a face cam. It's a very well known thing. So I don't know if you're familiar with who Chris Hansen is. He was the To Catch a Predator guy.
Oh, yeah.
He was
Yeah.
playing Roblox, not to be
Oh,
funny
yeah,
and
but
to pretend that
that game is just horrendous for that sort of thing.
right, which is why he was on there.
Yeah.
And the Roblox admins caught him and banned him. Now, what does that tell you? Why would they ban the guy trying to catch predators on their platform? Hmm? And everyone in
I
the
mean,
comments is like, "Ooh, that's a really bad look." Yeah, Minecraft's bad too. Absolutely.
oh, is it?
Uh,
I hadn't heard that about Minecraft.
yeah.
Um, I knew Roblox was really bad, and yeah, but I thought everyone knew that already anyway. But
Head of Twitch. Yeah. Um, but the thing is, everyone lets their kids on it, and you don't
you
know
would
who's
have
on
thought
there.
after all the publicity by now they would have just stopped letting
Uh-uh.
their kids on it.
No, it's the same as fentanyl. Why do parents still let their kids swim in the ocean all the time? They literally do it. The parents are fucking retarded. They don't care. They don't want those kids in the first place. They certainly don't want to watch them all the time. They fucking hate their kids. And they don't
It's
care
a
if they get
status
sold
symbol.
off into slavery. They're Instagram fodder. These
Yeah.
gals that are in their 30s now, these old crusty gals in their 30s, because being a 30 and a gal is so old and crusty. They're
Really?
living they're living they're living vicariously through their kids. Their kid is like their proxy
Oh
status
yeah, I've seen that.
symbol.
I've seen that before.
So these
Yeah.
30-year-old moms are acting like they're in their young teens and hanging out with their kids and acting like they're sisters and stuff. And it's disgusting. It's like you're not 13, you're 30. You should be an adult. You should be acting like an adult, not a second teenager.
Mm.
There's already enough of you around. Like, we don't need more. Act like a parent. And so what they do is they just let their kid run around because they want to be the cool parent, right? It goes back to normalcy bias. They think that by their kid running around and not being dying or abducted, they're normalizing it, but it's really just statistics and luck. Like didn't Orange Man just like stop a kid from running off the stage the other day?
Oh, I didn't see
And
that.
he said something like, "Well, I didn't want him to pull a Joe Biden or something." I didn't watch the whole clip, but I'm like that shit is funny. Um cuz I think they just let the kid run around on the stage and he like stopped the kid. Trump stops kid from running off stage. Viral moment. Trump stops child from running off during Vegas rally.
It's
I'm
like,
gonna.
what did they do in Australia? Bloody Scott Morrison was out there flaming when he was Prime Minister, and he was out there playing soccer with a bunch of kids and accidentally fell on one of the kids, even
Oh no, that's
though
terrible.
neither of them had the ball.
That's weird.
And and instead of getting straight up,
Oh yeah,
he's lied there while people are photographing and videographing him. And
that's
then he's
insane.
gone, oh yeah, I better get up now. It's like,
Yikes.
what? Like what?
I don't know. But yeah. Trump stopped a. I just watched the thing. Trump stopped a kid from running off the stage, and that's the thing. Like it's. I don't know why the parents weren't watching. Yeah, the gal just like watched her kid run away, and like yeah, she just like watched. I don't know, and he went and got the kid. I mean, that's crazy. Well, that's a story to tell everybody for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's right on the
Um,
bloody searchable via YouTube.
yeah, boy,
It's like your
you'd get both
embarrassment
teased
is
in school and everyone think would you're awesome at the same time.
hopefully bloody change the colour of your hair and haircut and
Oh, that's right. That's
fill
right.
out a bit more. And no, that
Exactly.
wasn't me. That was some other kid. that was that was my cousin from another mother.
I just I don't know. I
Yeah, we
feel
pay
like
him out all the time for that.
yeah, I feel like
But,
you gotta watch your kid like a hawk now, and especially with
oh hell
illegals
yeah!
running around. I mean, I remember in the subdivision all the uh, all the Mexican boys playing with the white girls, and you're like, oh fuck, here we go. Um, but also like I forgot if it's you guys I've talked to about this before, but like the Mexican gals around around uh, white guys, they're like magnets.
Latinos, you're
Yeah,
after Latinos.
their Mexican girls were just like magnets because they're just immediately like wired to try to just get hitched as fast as they can, and it's fucking weird. And if you don't understand like these cultural differences, and these two white girls, at least one of the white, they're both I think they're both handicapped. So it's
It's like
like so you're
Australia.
letting your two handicapped, very young daughters play with all the Mexican boys, and you think like how do you expect this to work? And say, well, oh, they're all children. It's like, yeah. So you're just not gonna watch them and just assume that it's okay.
It's like Australian,
It's
like
like,
older Australians who go to Bali or Thailand and come back with a
oh
wife.
yeah,
Um, come back with a wife, and then what they don't realise is the fact that yeah, okay, you went over there with your little head in control of your big head.
yeah.
Somehow managed to get married and get the
You
girl
just married a
pregnant,
whole family.
and then the entire freaking family comes
Yeah.
over, and it's like you're meant to support all of them, not just
Yeah,
your
and it
wife
could
and
be
kid.
40
Yeah,
to 80 people. I've heard of these weddings up to be like
yeah.
hundreds
It's like the
of
Russian
people.
brides back in the 90s, and these days it's the Ukrainian brides, and because all the blokes over there have gone off to war, and now there's a whole bunch of female single Ukrainian ladies
Yeah.
looking for a husband.
But hey, at least you get
Um,
that accent all day long.
I know, right?
I mean, this
But
it's
they're
like
complete
you get
nutcases.
what you pay for. Well, yeah, I
They
mean,
look, they're absolute bombshells. Don't get me wrong, but they're absolute nutcases in the head. Like,
oh,
no wonder the guys went off to war.
oh, well, I mean, they're
I
living
mean,
the
I'm not
club.
meant to say things like that, but I mean, I'm
They're living
sorry,
the
but
club life. I don't know if you watch the videos, but like they're sitting there dancing in clubs as all their boyfriends are getting fucking blown to pieces too, which is
I know.
the whole thing's crazy. And then you had the gal that was here riding the subway by herself, and that fucking demon carved her up on fully
So,
fully
I
recorded
can
video. It's
see,
like,
I can see that's going to be the next thing, because all these guys just. I mean, I'm sorry, I am single, but
well,
I'm not that desperate.
you're not that desperate yet, but you haven't had one walking around and listening to their voice all the time, and you're like, ah. But the thing is, too, is Ukraine is one of the most trafficked women populations, I think, on the planet,
Well,
if
that's
I'm
the
not
other thing.
mistaken.
And these days, try telling the difference between a 30-year-old and a 17-year-old.
Oh yeah,
I mean, honestly,
I don't know. They both act the same, especially when they're
yeah,
walking around with each
they
other.
both look the same.
They look the same and they act the same. But
They
I think
both
the thing is, like
they
in a high
dress the
trust
same.
society, that's not a big deal. In a low trust society or a no trust society, it becomes a
Oh,
huge
well, one's an
problem.
arrestable offence and the other one's just insane. I'll
Well,
let you figure out which one's which. Um,
I mean, the
but
problem is like these illegals are coming over. These just nasty, disgusting ferals are coming over, and it doesn't matter which ethnicity it is because it's all of them. And they think that it's funny to chase gals around, and it doesn't matter if they're in Norway, Sweden, Netherlands, UK, Germany. There's there's nobody that can just like bury a huge knife in their fucking head and play it on TV over and over again until the rest of them understand that you can't do this. And so it doesn't matter if they're 17 or 30 because illegals don't give a shit. That was kind of
no,
how I started the episode. They don't care if you're 13 because marrying 13-year-olds in their country is perfectly
it's
legal and
normal.
normal.
Yeah.
So they don't care if you're 13 or
They
17 or
start dating
30
at
or
what, 6?
70.
I mean, as soon as the parents basically give permission, you
Oh
know,
yeah, yeah, it's about 6 years
um,
old, I think.
they start dating, and then
Yeah,
basically once they, how do I put it politely? But once they get to puberty, is probably the
yeah.
safest way to say it. They're ready.
That is how they
Um,
see it in Africa is the same way. Um, and then a couple of goats are exchanged, and then Bob's your
yeah,
uncle.
it's all
Muhammad's your
pre-decided.
uncle.
It's all pre-decided by the family at about 6 years old when they
Yeah,
first start dating. Um,
yeah,
and it's, I mean, we look at it as being sick, but I mean, you go back and look at a lot of the old movies from the 19, you know, you look at the movies that particularly portray life during the 17th, 18th century, right?
well, their life
And
expectancy was like
yeah,
zero
but
too.
in the high class society, they used to do debutante um, balls, right? And the girls were only allowed to go to the ball once they had. And I'm not saying this to be rude, right? But once they'd bled,
Yeah,
um, and you go look at all these movies, and that's what they talk about.
yeah,
Then they can, then they're eligible to go to the debutante, which is where they're introduced to a high class gentleman who might only be 16 or 17, although they're normally portrayed in the movies by 25 and 26-year-olds, or older, depending on what actor they're actually playing, what part they're playing, um, with the idea that they'll end up getting married.
oh yeah.
So it's basically arranged marriages to a
And
certain extent.
the crazy thing is that's still not even remotely as barbaric or insane as they were doing in Africa, where
This
they
was
just take
happening in
you.
the royal class in the UK and across Europe, um,
Yeah.
probably during the 17th and 18th centuries, and it was quite common.
Oh yeah. No, it's and that was like high class aristocracy. Whereas like in Africa, they're like, oh no, let's just take the girls out back and smash them up with rocks and call it good.
Yeah,
And it's like, oh, okay, so that's, I mean, so we're, I don't know. It's,
we would like to consider ourselves a society that has come a long way since these things, but the reality is that, albeit that most of us have got better judgment regarding this, and we've got better morals regarding it. I don't know that the high class ever actually changed. And
it didn't change, it just rebranded. I think
yeah,
to one of Jim's points here, like, it's kind of, how was it? There's, there's some places where it's like, yeah, the drinking age is like 16 or something, but I mean, alcohol fucks your brain up until you're like, I don't know, 24 or something like that. Like, I can't, they don't care because if everybody's just going to be retarded anyway, then like, if you're just going to have an entire multiple generations of people that are just fucking retarded, like, you're just going to have everybody's killing their brain cells as fast as you possibly can. And you end up with entire generations of peasants that can't, go farm in the mud all day. And
hmm,
as long as they have drinks. Oh, okay. I thought in some parts of Europe it was you could drink at 16, which is just
we're 18
mind
here.
blowing. That's 18 there. That's just so crazy. That's the last thing I want. And what's it for driving? And that's the thing. Like, you're just running
16
around.
for L plates. I mean, but
Yeah, it's such
yeah,
a
the
mess.
licensing has all changed because I don't think you can get your full license until you're actually 18, but you can start driving at 16.
Yeah, I don't know how everyone's not wrapped around a phone pole at this point. I know here the gals have like lower insurance, or at least they used to have lower insurance because statistically they were safer drivers. But if you just get everybody
Well, that's the thing,
drunk
you
all the
know.
time, I don't know how they afford insurance.
I mean, when I started driving, we could buy a car for $1,000, um, because they existed. These days they don't, and they were good cars. There was nothing wrong with them.
Hmm.
They weren't up to date or modern, but that's what you started with. And in terms of insurance, the insurance was like 2.5 grand. So it's actually 2.5 times more than the cost of the car itself.
Yeah, well, it's in case it's for the other car. Um,
Yeah, because
I
you could run your $1,000 car into a 7 Series BMW.
as you should.
You know,
In Minecraft, although theoretically that person would have three times the insurance also.
of course.
Um, the problem here now, this
Because
conversation can
guaranteed
go.
you're going to hit something in the first 12 months of driving. That's just part and parcel.
Yeah, I didn't, knock on wood. I still haven't been in a single wreck where I've been driving, but I have
I have.
had my car hit multiple times. However,
Oh,
one of those times my car got hit, I was parked in a parking lot. One of those times my car got hit, like you said, like this gal just put it in drive and just smashed into my car at a gas station. Um, and so, but that was still in the before times, right? The first time it was a bunch of illegals, and they sped off, and I even identified them. And the school said because I didn't have a the school said because I didn't have a police report they couldn't do anything about it. I'm like, what the fuck kind of fucking rule? But it's because they were illegals and the school didn't want to do anything about it.
Yeah.
And they couldn't have. What could they have done anyway? It was insane. I'm like, I literally pointed. Ugh. But the thing is now is you have illegals driving. So my brother got hit by an illegal. She was on an expired visa. Which is by definition illegal. So
Yeah.
no sign. I think I've told this story before. No sign of skid marks or that she even tried to brake. Smashed right into his fucking car. She didn't press charges or anything, and then just before the statute of limitations was up, she tried to sue him for like double his insurance.
God.
And his insurance basically said, no, we'll settle this, but we'll settle this for only exactly the amount that we pay out. And she's like, okay. So she's here illegally on an expired visa, smashed into my brother, destroyed his fucking car, and was able to sue him for exactly, yeah. That's how it works here.
How did you sue him? She smashed into him.
Yeah, she smashed into his car, sued him because that's what you can do here. You can be illegal with no fucking insurance
and still get a payout.
Yeah, and I think in other countries,
oh, that's fucked.
This whole the people walk out in front of traffic thing, I've heard this is like very normal thing in other countries.
Oh yeah, that's why everyone has dash cams these days.
Yeah, we had it happen, but it was a bicycle guy. He walked up. We didn't have a cam at the time, but there was two of us in the car. He walked up and smacked our car, and then started yelling at us. And I'm like, we both literally just watched you do that.
Oh, these days I'm pretty sure. I mean, I've got one that points. I've got a dash cam in my car. That's where I share the videos of the kangaroos from. But you know, I mean, I can't put one at the back because I've got a tray with a canopy over the top. So
yeah,
that's kind of difficult. But anyone who's got a wagon or a sedan needs to have dash cams at the front and the back these days. You can't drive anywhere without them.
Yeah. When we had our dash cam incident, it was a kid hit us on a moped. He ran a red light going down the sidewalk and then smashed into our car with a moped.
Huh.
And we had the camera running, thankfully.
Yeah.
Because you get an external one near the plate. You can get like 4-way dash cams. You can get like 360 dash cams now.
Yeah, I mean, it's the problem with the dual cab U, and especially with the way I've got it set up, is yes, there's a window that faces onto the tray, but there's a tarp or a canvas canopy, I suppose, like 20 millimeters away from where the back window is, so it can't see through it. And that canvas canopy goes all the way around the back of the tray. So it's like the 6x4 trailers that have a cage on them?
Yeah.
So if you pick that cage up and drop it on the back of the ute and then put a canvas canopy over the top, that's effectively what I've got on the back of my ute. So there's nowhere to really hook a dash cam up to face backwards. And to be honest with you, if I had one on the back, the damn thing would get stolen.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
So even if you could put it on the back, it's so visible and so exposed that somebody would probably just nick it anyway. So I just can't do it. So
yeah, they make tiny ones that look almost like a dome light, and they're blacked out and tiny. That's what people put on RVs
like
now.
a mini flock camera.
Yeah, but it's so small that it looks like it could be like a light of like a backup light or a reflector.
Yeah.
or something. Yeah. But
Yeah, I
you're
know.
right. Like you'd have to wire that in a super tiny wire. Um, you know what I mean? Like it'd have to be like a tiny hole in the cab, hopefully that nobody notices. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, luckily, I don't really, I would like to say I don't really have that problem. Besides the fact that I've got a really chunky tow ball on the back of the car. It's an off-road one that I actually keep on wanting to take off, but I'm thinking I might just leave it on because it kind of deters people from getting too damn close to the back of my car when I'm driving.
Oh, totally.
Because if you look at a tow ball on the back of a car, mine's like a cup shape, and it sort of hangs out, and it's gonna do a shit ton of damage to anyone who wants to ram up the back of me. And I mean a lot more damage to them than what it'll ever do to me. So good
Yeah, they
luck
tried to
with
make
that.
that illegal. They tried to make that illegal here, but like you're right. Like nobody's gonna tailgate you with one of
No,
those.
yeah. Not when it's hanging off the back of the carpet. I mean, I'd love to take it off.
No, here people
Um,
just put giant nut sacks on them.
so, yeah, it's yeah. If you ran into this thing, it would take out your bloody number plate, your bumper bar, before it even got to
Go into
my
your
car.
radiator. It'd
Yeah.
go into the yeah, exactly. Like how's that
So
radiator taste?
yeah. Meanwhile, I drove off with barely a scratch on the back of my bumper. It's,
Yeah, if you feel it at all.
you know, I'd love to put a spare tire on the back as well, and I've been talking about doing that for ages because the problem with the Utes is they put the spare tire under the car, and if you get
Right.
bogged, how do you get the tire out?
You can't.
You can't.
Not
So
without a jack in the bog.
yeah. So the idea is to basically put a. The only problem is if I put a tire on the back of the car, I've virtually got to change the bar from effectively a plastic bar into a steel bar, and then the tire can virtually come out from underneath the car and go on the back instead. And
Okay.
that's just another don't bloody run into me sort of situation.
Exactly.
But I would do it only because if I get bogged with a flat tire, I'm screwed at the moment.
You are stuffed, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's 2 in the morning.
Well, it is Saturday there.
It is now Sunday.
Yes. And it's going to be Monday for me very shortly.
Oh, that's
And
terrible.
it's 6:30, so I probably need to think about making some dinner.
Okay. And I uploaded an episode for you to listen to whenever you want.
Jolly good. And everyone else can listen to it, by the way. Get your ass off.
They won't,
Uh,
but that's okay. I get it. I think
why am
people
I?
misunderstand them. I think they think they can just listen to the newest one and be caught up, but they don't realize that my shows are kind of like episodic, but that's okay.
Hmm.
That's okay. Tig says it's 9 p.m. there. Okay. She's a little bit ahead.
Yeah, she's 3.5 hours ahead,
Kiwi land. She
or
took the
two and a
Kiwi
half hours.
teleporter.
So
Cool. Well,
it's
thanks
been
Tiggs
lovely
and
having
Jim
you
Jim.
ladies join us tonight. Thank you very much for listening to my voice again.
Yeah. Yep. Thanks for hanging out. And we did technically talk about water stuff. So
Yes, we did.
you'll have to buy the
Yes.
book to talk about to read the rest. Coming soon.
Well, another week and a half, is it?
Uh yeah, I've got a couple. Let me see what's on the to-do list here. Yeah, I kind of don't. I think like the rest of this is enough to put into the winter the winter
Well, I've
would.
heard you typing in the background, so I gather you're putting some
Uh,
more ideas in.
I was uploading. I was getting my video uploaded, but
Oh,
some of
okay.
what you heard me typing was typing stuff into the AI to try to track what we were
Talking
answer
about.
a bunch of those questions that you had. But
Mm,
I'm using two different AIs right now. I stopped using Grok because it's just way too limited. So I was
yeah.
using Copilot Potato and Claude. I was using Claude to track the water stuff, and I was using Copilot to. Oh, yeah. I guess just really quick. Like I was using Copilot to track. I have like different categories of things that I track with different AIs, and basically I got what I'm positive is a scam text,
Oh.
and I needed to look up on my phone how to take screenshots with my new phone, and so that's also one of the things that you heard me doing. But yeah, it was this very like, hi, I'm XYZ. I'm like, I know your dad. I'm trying to test this thing with AI. And I'm like, oh no, I know that's. And it was from not their number. And so I'm just like, the game they said was real, but it's like, so you mean to tell me you're trying to convince me that a boomer is using an AI to track a spreadsheet for a card game? I'm like, shit that didn't happen for fucking 200, please. Like, at least make it somewhat believable.
Honestly, most of the scam texts I get, they're so blatantly obvious it's a scam text. It just sticks out like, I don't know, dog's balls. I suppose is the easiest way to put it. Common expression here in Australia.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I think the lesson is, folks,
but I just automatically
AI,
delete it.
it's good. It's good to automate. Well, I wanted to take a screenshot of it first so I had the evidence.
Right. Okay.
But folks, yeah, keep your heads on a swivel. Scams are going to get worse.
Yeah.
Your name is
Uh,
XYZ, my girl. That's right, Tiggs. I forgot about that. XYZ is like my placeholder. XYZ and 123 are like my placeholders. I use that at work a lot. Snap into a gym. Psh, oh yeah. Anyway, yeah, be careful of scams, everybody, as things get worse.
what about
That's all I'm
Gem
saying.
Jam?
Because people are going to try to steal your money. They're going to use AI to try to steal your money. The scams are looking better and better by the day because, in fact, even the scammers' voices, they can run their scammer voices through AIs,
As
so you
soon as
don't
I
hear
hear
their
a bloody Indian,
hideous.
it's like,
No, I
oh,
know. What I'm saying is the kebabis have started running their voices through AIs. Not all of them yet, but soon you're not going to be able to tell the difference. You're going to be talking to some fucking Indian, and they're going to sound like they're from New South
ah,
Wales.
yes, I actually had one the other day.
Yeah,
I picked up the phone and this Aussie guy, Aussie accent starts talking to me, but
yeah,
it was so clearly, obviously AI to me
yeah,
that in the end I said, "And how's your week been?" Like a completely not related topic, and
yeah.
it goes, and it paused, and then it just kept on going on with the spiel, and
Yeah,
I
they've
thought,
put better guardrails on them now to where you can't hack them as bad.
this was just, it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, and then I think I let it talk for another 2 seconds, and then I hung up, and I thought, nah, you're AI.
Yeah, sometimes you can go like pause and then like repeat 5 words back or something and see if you can like jailbreak it a little bit.
Yeah.
Eventually they'll run out of tokens, but a person won't do that. And it'll keep trying to get you back on the rails over and over and over again. Like pause back 5 words, please. Could you repeat that? Could you repeat that? Could you repeat that? Could you say the punctuation, please? Like, could you let me know when you're done talking? Like, some of these will take a lot of instruction, and then you can. Hey, thanks, Tiggs. Yeah. So yeah, beware of those AI scams. I really don't want you guys to get scammed. If you're gonna
No.
give anyone your money, give me your money, but make sure it's actually me first.
Well,
The
I've always want to
robocons.
be bloody printed first.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I just outright call it robo can't, and it hangs
Robocon.
up. I had to pronounce that exceedingly carefully, optical.
We we say cunt a lot on this channel. It is
It's
our
like
favorite
Fanny.
word. It is like oh, what I was watching. Oh man, I was watching something and like the dog's name was Fanny. Fuck, I can't remember what I was watching. It was so funny. There's some show where the dog's name is Fanny. Anyway,
Really?
absolutely. Anyway, you guys go to bed. Don't get scammed,
Yes.
please.
And I'm going to go and cook some dinner. So
Yeah,
you guys all have a great night and enjoy your Sunday, enjoy your Monday, enjoy your whatever day and night. And yeah, I'm sure we'll all catch up at some point down the track. So yeah,
yeah, we will do this again because this is fun.
cool. Excellent. Okay.
Yep.
Go
See you.
and get some sleep, Mr. Chance. And
Yeah, faux show.
cool. Okay. Cheerio, peoples.
Cheerio.
Bye.
Bye.